But you have people, Democrats, they say, I don't know if we should have done Venezuela. I don't know. Anybody that says that hates our country, okay? That was as flawless an attack as there has ever been. And they asked us to help them. They have 50 million barrels of oil. They said, take it. It's $5 billion. And we did. We're working with the Venezuelan people and representatives, and it's amazing. But that was an amazing situation. But we did al-Baghdadi, flawless. We did Soleimani, flawless. We did the Iran nuclear attack where we wiped out their nuclear capacity, which would have been very bad. You wouldn't have peace in the Middle East, flawless. We did them all flawless. I want to keep it going that way too. I like flawless. Think about Jimmy Carter, the great Jimmy Carter, with the helicopters crashing, the hostages all over the place. Remember that one? Think about Sleepy Joe Biden with Afghanistan. What a disaster. The most embarrassing day in the history of our country, in my opinion. Real dope. Now, after less than 12 months in office, I'm back in Michigan to report to you on the strongest and fastest economic turnaround in our country's history.
My bad, my bad, my bad. BT, don't be coming for me. BT, don't be coming for me. I'm just first of all, I'm not in what is it? What should I call? I'm not in studio. Okay. So I'm on the laptop. I only have one screen and I can only do so much. Plus, this is live. Okay. So he out here talking about what are you talking about? He talking to Detroit about something. That last scene that I was showing y'all, that was the protesters in front of the Supreme Court because they're about to vote on transgender in sports. Now, listen, I don't understand it, but I guess it's not for me to understand. So they want to make sure that they get men and women in each other's sports, and then as soon as they lose, they'll be whining and complaining. Make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. You can't win for losing. You cannot win for losing. But anyway. So before we get into it, yes, Kofa, we raw dogging it as usual because, child, there's too much to get to and I don't have a lot of time. I have time, but I got something else coming up later, so I'll be back live streaming later. But the first thing, the first opening was the people outside of Supreme Court. Then Trump is over here talking to somebody. So I was just like, all right, what the hell is he talking about? But he was bragging earlier today because it sounded allegedly, and I haven't seen it yet, the inflation numbers were not that bad. So he's over here carrying on. No, that was Kofa. Kofa said that, not me. I'm just repeating it. I'm just repeating what he said. But yeah, so there's so much going on. I have a whole show at home planned, but I'm not at home. So I had to kind of get something together off the top of my head from what I could remember. So I'll get to that stuff probably tomorrow or the next day. It ain't going nowhere. Anyway, so shout out to y'all. I see you. I appreciate you. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. We are open. Anybody can be here. Everybody can be here. So if the mods could take a look at what's going on in the other chats, I appreciate you. We was definitely missing you last time, Reaper. I'm trying to get mixed over there. I know decline management hasn't been around, so one step at a time, one step at a time. Shout out to y'all. Hiram is up in here. I see you. I appreciate you. Lawrence is here. BT is here. Kofa is here. One of my favorite women is here. Shout out to you, Boo. Shout out to Elizabeth with the membership, gifted membership. I appreciate you. If you did get that membership, please make sure you thank our girl, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Let's get on to it because I got some other things coming up. But I was trying to have a ladies' night because there was so much women-ish going on. Because you know these biatches be biatching. Shout out to the people I can't stand the most, liberal white women who are out here creating chaos no matter where it is that they go. But before I get into them biatches, if I even get the opportunity today, it looks like this dude, Scott Adams, just died. Yeah. So didn't he get canceled because he didn't didn't he get canceled because he said something about black people, if I'm not mistaken? I'm not well versed on him. I just know he did that cartoon Dilbert. So I don't know if y'all looked at that mess. I really didn't, but he died. So he out of here. So the New York Post says Dilbert creator Scott Adams, who foretold Trump's rise and diagnosed America's political sickness, is dead at 68. Oh, no. I know they didn't like that. Anton's video on who? Let me know who Anton did a video on. Not the, I saw the Drewski one that he did. What else did he do? He got canceled because he is a MAGA supporter? Oh, okay. I thought he said something about black people. He's the creator of that Dilbert cartoon. Oh, I'm gonna have to go check it out. Wise did one earlier today, and we're gonna take a look at a righteous perspective. Shout out to him and his panel today. I was not able to comment, but I definitely was ear hustling over there. So shout out to that team, and hopefully there's a panel tomorrow, and I will be on it. Fingers crossed. All right, let me go ahead and read this for those that care. Oh, I forgot to look into that little girl too. Anyway, there's too much going on, y'all. Bear with me. All right. Cartoonist, author, and political commentator Scott Adams died Tuesday after a battle with prostate cancer. He was 68. His ex-wife and caregiver, Shelley, made the announcement on Adams' live stream Tuesday morning. Unfortunately, this isn't good news, Shelley said. Of course, he waited till just before the show started, but he's not with us anymore. So, child, I guess she was in the next room, and then he died over here, and I don't know, but that's the cartoon right there. I guess that was supposed to be him. Was the Dilbert person supposed to be him? I guess they looked alike. There wasn't a cartoon that not a cartoon, whatever you call it, that I gave a damn about. So I don't know, but I know a lot of people liked him and liked his takes and stuff like that. So anyway, Shelley read aloud a final message that Adams wanted to say on the live stream. If you're reading this, things did not go well for me, the message began. I have a few things to say before I go. My body fell before my brain. I am of sound mind as I write this January 1st, 2026. After speaking about Christianity, Adam's message said, for the first part of my life, I was focused on making myself a worthy husband and parent as a way to find meaning. That worked, but marriages don't always last forever, and mine ended in a highly amicable way. I'm grateful for those years and the people I came to call my family. Adams announced he was diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer in May 2025. He said he had been dealing with this condition privately for some time before his public announcement, but noted that the cancer had progressed to stage 4 and spread to his bones. Oh my God, cancer is a bitch, y'all. Let me tell you. All right. For those that know, you know, cancer is a BICTH. Okay. So if you have it and you're dealing with it, my prayers to you, because unfortunately, I've known people. I talked to my radiologist just yesterday, and it's all bad news. The odds of me recovering are essentially zero, Adam said during his Real Coffee with Scott Adams podcast on January 1st. I'll give you any updates if that changes, but it won't. Damn, just imagine to know that you're dying, y'all, that you're going to be dead soon. You know what I mean? So there's no chance that I'll get my feeling back in my legs, and I've got some ongoing heart failure, which is making it difficult to breathe sometimes during the day. The cartoonist said, however, you should prepare yourself that January will probably be the month of transition one way or another. Oh my God. Y'all, that sounds crazy. Comic strip. Thank you, boo. Comic strip. Yeah. I haven't looked at a comic strip in forever. I used to look at Archie's. Was that in the paper? Blondie was the one that I used to read in the paper all the time. Comic strips. In his last decade and a half, however, Adams achieved wide influence through his business advice and political analysis. His 2013 bestseller, How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big, is one of the most influential and entertaining business books of recent years. In it, Adams introduced the concept of using systems rather than goals to achieve success in life. He also advised readers to accumulate skills, a talent stack rather than traditional credentials. So in other words, learn how to do something and stop acting like all you need to do is just go to college, because that's going to solve everything. Yeah. Okay. That's what it sounds like to me. But child, what do I know? Okay. Blah, 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 blah. In it, Adams introduced I saw that. In 2015, Adams began commenting on politics after observing the first Republican presidential primary debate, when then candidate Donald Trump responded to a moderator's question that accused him of mistreating women by interjecting only Rosie O'Donnell. Adams took notice. Is Rosie still out of the country? A trained hypnotist, Adams predicted that Trump, then a huge underdog, would win the nomination and the presidency. We talked about that not too long ago. I said these people was taking that stuff as a joke. They took him as a joke, and they was like, ha, 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 he's so funny, he's so ignorant, he ain't going to do nothing, he ain't going to beat none of these people, and here we are today. Second daggone term, because everybody took him as a daggone joke, child. It says, so it looks like Trump wrote, sadly, the great influencer Scott Adams has passed away. He was a fantastic guy who liked and respected me when it wasn't fashionable to do so. He bravely fought a long battle against a terrible disease. My condolences go out to his family and all of his many friends and listeners. He will be truly missed. God bless you, Scott. So that's their picture together. That's another picture of him. And I feel like that's about it. Because, child, the bottom line is that man is on up out of here. All right. So if y'all said he got canceled because he was a MAGA supporter, maybe that's what it was. I just thought he said something against Black people. This goofy ass looking character. I don't know if I ever read a Dilbert comic strip. Maybe I have and I just don't know it. But that thing looked hella goofy. In my opinion. Excuse me, in my opinion. But child, let me acknowledge live from New York. I appreciate you, hon. He said, hello, Messi in the chat. Shout out to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Shout out to Aliyah. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new. Hopefully you can hear me. Like I said, I'm on my laptop, so I'm not in studio. So this is as good as it gets today. All right. Shout out to Smoke and Talk. Severe up in here. I appreciate you, boo. He said, "What's up, y'all?" Shout out to the gorgeous one. Shout out to the chat. Thank you so much, hon. I appreciate you. Shout out to all y'all that came through. I appreciate you. Let me see. Let me move on. See what we're gonna do next. So rest in peace to Dilbert. Cause child, I don't know. Scott Adams, child. Scott Adams. My bad. I'm gonna move away just for a second from the chaos. We're gonna get back to the chaos in a moment. My computer is running really, really slow. I gotta dump some stuff. In case you didn't hear, what is it? 47
on credit card interest rates.
Reduced interest rates on credit cards.
Ripping off the American
Hold
public.
on.
And
So you know that people are basically using their credit cards to survive. And of course, it's Donald Trump's fault. And it's anybody else's fault before then because of the economy, because of this, because of that, because of this. Not because of spending now. Not because of spending, of course. Of course not. All these people that be on vacation, all these people that be having the spiders makeup and weave. None of that, okay? So what it is no, the interest rates do suck. Trust me when I tell you. Remember way back in the day, like before 2008, interest rates, for those that know, interest rates used to be 0% for 5 years. Now I'm being facetious, but you would get a credit card and it would be like 0% for like 2 years, transfer balance. So that's what everybody was doing. Oh, and then after that, it would be like 2.9% or it would be 6.9%. It would be something very, very low. Then everything crashed in 2008 with the housing and everything, and everybody had used their homes as ATM machines, and they took all of their debt and rolled it into their homes, and then re-ran the debt up, and then rolled it back into their homes because they was also giving out lines of credits and home equity loans like they was candy. Okay, fun times, y'all, fun times. Okay, it all caught up to everyone. Okay, and then when the appreciation started depreciating, then all of a sudden nobody's house was worth all the debt that they have, and people was like, I don't want to pay for it. You don't know. So they said, no, I want to walk away from my house. So then that's when a bunch of foreclosures was going on, deed and liens were going on, people was walking away from their houses, all that, and they blamed I think it was Bush before then, but Clinton really opened it up for, I think it was Clinton that opened it up for all those credit card companies to do all that, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was older Bush, I'm not sure. But anyway, point is that it was some fun times, child. It was some fun times. Credit cards was the thing. Everybody was rich, okay? Everybody was rich. And then you find out at that time, this is in my lifetime, so this is what I can speak to. Plus it's finance, right? So no one is seemingly learning a lesson. So if you didn't teach your kids or tell your kids how they're supposed to do their finances and how they're supposed to save, then maybe that's the reason why they out here wilding now, thinking that they don't want to work and they don't have to work, right? So now with what's going on, after all that in 2008 and the housing has come back, now houses are overpriced and everybody's complaining. They can't afford a house. They can't afford the eggs. They can't afford the milk. They can't afford anything. That's not what it was back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and a few years before then. So all of this, it always changes. It always changes. That's another thing that people needed to be teaching their damn kids if they gave a damn about them, especially with regard to, especially so they wouldn't get into the same situation. What's happening now? Everybody back up using using their credit cards to the hilt. And the interest rates are not the 0, the 2.9, the 6.9, none of that. For the most part, you ain't getting none of that no more. Now it's 18, 23, 27, even 30, if not more, like regular credit cards. So now people are paying a lot of interest again, in debt up to their eyeballs again, and again, blaming someone else for it. Okay. Anyway, so now it looks like Trump is saying that he wants to bring all the credit card interest rates down to 10%. From what I understand, it's only for a year. So in my opinion, it's a way to try to get votes for the midterms. Because, child, what's a year going to do? A year is good if you have a high interest rate and if you're going to actually take that opportunity to pay it down, right? But when you if you just think about it for a second, He wants it to start immediately. Now, I don't know who he talked to try to get this done. He just out here talking, talking probably. That's why you got to pay a damn attention. I personally haven't seen anything where it's gone into effect or, whoever, probably feds need to say that it's okay. I know the banks are not going to be okay with this. I know they're not. I promise you they're not. So if it happens, he wants it to happen on the 20th. But let me go ahead and let this play. But the question is, even if they do this, do you think people are going to pay their debt off, or are they just going to spend more money?
President Donald Trump says he wants to put a limit on credit card interest rates. Trump says credit card companies are ripping off the American public and is calling for a one-year cap on interest rates at 10% beginning as soon as January 20th. Now, here to break this down, editor-in-chief at Investopedia, Caleb Silver. Caleb, thanks for joining me. How might this cap affect credit card users and their banks?
Well, if that cap was at 10%, that would almost cut in half what APRs are on average for credit cards right now. They're somewhere between 19.5% and 21.5% on average. But if you have poor credit, you may be paying as much as 30%. So that would lower the interest payments that borrowers are making on a month in, month out basis just to service their credit card debt. That could bring down costs a lot for families, especially when you consider the fact that the average credit card debt is around $7,000 per borrower right now. And the average borrower is paying somewhere between $900 and $1,100 a year.
Oh, that's a good breakdown. Hey, okay, what's going on? Average credit card debt for Gen Z is $34.93. Well, it could be $93. If you don't want to work and you ain't trying to work, then that's going to be a problem. Millennials are at $6,961, and we're at $9,600. What are we doing? No, not credit card debt. The highest for Gen X. Wow. We got to do better. What the hell, y'all? What in the world is going on? Oh, let me turn this up. My bad, y'all.
Interest payments that borrowers are making on a month in, month out basis just to service their credit card debt. That could bring down costs a lot for families, especially when you consider the fact that the average credit card debt is around $7,000 per borrower right now. And the average borrower is paying somewhere between $900 and $1,100 a year in interest payments. If that's cut in half, that goes down to $500 or $600, and that's some serious savings.
Now, all of this comes as Americans struggle with debt. Could this also affect how many people can qualify for a credit card?
Yeah, and you could see the credit card industry not liking this news at all if this were to go through, either through executive action or through legislation. So what would they do? They would
Okay, so he said if it goes through, so it's not done up yet, but it's something that he's floating. And if people don't look into it and they're just like, oh, look at what Trump has done. Oh my God, he's so cool. He's so nice. Pay the F attention, child. He just be saying shit, just like that mess about 50-year mortgage. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Ain't heard another thing about it.
tighten lending standards, and that would push borrowers who don't have good credit, who they don't want to lend to, out to other services like buy now, pay later, or payday loans, which could be a little bit more dangerous. So the credit card industry and the banking association, the big lobby that backs this industry, does not want this to happen at all. Yet this is a campaign promise that Trump made while he was on the campaign tour coming in to office this year, and he'd like this to go into place, as you said, by January 20th, a year from the inauguration.
I want to switch gears a little bit. Mortgage rates, they've now dropped to the lowest level in nearly 3 years. Trump ordered officials to begin buying $200 billion worth of mortgage bonds in his latest push to lower costs. Now, do you think this could help push rates even lower?
Yeah, it already has. If you look at the action that happened on Friday, rates went to the lowest level that we've seen in 3 years. Why? Because he wants to authorize Fannie Mae, which was the biggest backer of home loans, to buy mortgage-backed securities. What does that mean? Taking supply off the market in terms of that debt and making it cheaper to borrow. And that is what's pushing rates down. So $200 billion is not a lot in the grand scheme of the housing market, yet it is another incremental step that could bring down mortgage rates just in time as the Federal Reserve is set to lower interest rates at least once more in 2026, maybe twice.
All right, but let's look at the full picture here, okay? There's currently an affordability crisis. We know this. But do these lower rates potentially come with some kind of caveat that we're not really seeing right now?
No, just more competition, because so many people have been on the sidelines waiting to get into the housing market or sell their homes to get into another home. So it could stir competition in the housing market, could get buyers off the sidelines who've been afraid of 6% plus 30-year fixed mortgages. So it could actually increase prices. It could have an inflationary effect on the housing market, but housing prices are already pretty expensive right now. If this brings down rates, it could open up the housing market. That could generate some economic activity, keep the economy humming in 2026. That move, plus this potential move on capping credit card APRs, those could be very big deals in terms of the promises this administration is making on affordability. Those actually move the needle a little bit. A lot of the other things don't. These might actually help.
All right, Caleb Silver, thanks a lot.
Ooh, all right. That must be ending quickly. So, listen, an idea is great, but if given the fact that people don't look into anything, and anybody that thinks that a 50-year mortgage is a good thing is completely out of their mind. I'm sorry. If you have to have a 50-year mortgage because you need it to be the payment to be low, that means that you cannot afford. That's exactly what that means. I'm sorry, y'all. Just like people who get car loans. I don't even know what the longest car loan is. What is it? 7 years? They just want this what is it called? A Hellcat or something. And it costs Rolls Royce from Jamal Bryant, 600,000. Y'all said 700,000. So go and get a 7-year, 10-year loan. No. That is a sign that you cannot afford it. So yeah, it's there. It doesn't mean that you should take it. Now, a 50-year mortgage, all he did was say, they should have 50 years mortgages. He ain't do nothing about it. He's just out there talking. Damn it, 30 years is a day enough. The problem is, yet again, is that people want to compete with the Joneses. And actually, Orlando just put out another video about the same people yet again that's talking about, we don't like our house. We shouldn't have bought a house. Well, you jackasses go out here trying to compete with everybody. And then you get yourself into this trouble because you don't want to listen. And then you, again, blame somebody else. No, it's your dumbass fault. So you keep doing stuff that don't make sense, you get these type of results. So just FYI, there's nothing written in stone. He wants it done on the 20th, on the day that he got inaugurated last year. So we shall see. But speaking of mortgages, child, credit score rules for mortgages changing in 2026 for first-time homebuyers, child.
Credit score rules for mortgages are changing in the new year. Tonight, Joe Mason looks at how the new rules in 2026 could help first-time homebuyers.
We have plenty of natural light in here.
At this new West St. Paul townhouse, she could give you the grand tour with all the answers.
All 3 bedrooms upstairs.
But Realtor Alicia Veland always hears the same question.
As soon as they're walking in the door.
Buyers want to know about financing.
A lot of our buyers do go to financing first before they want to make the purchase.
Now credit score rules for mortgages in 2026 are changing. What do you think of these new rules?
Anything to encourage home ownership is good.
Joe Metzler, senior loan officer at Cambria Mortgage, says these new rules will help open the door to owning a home.
It's not going to bring in huge numbers of people, but it will allow a few more people to purchase a home that probably couldn't yesterday.
For years, the minimum FICO score to get a loan has been 620.
They have removed that 620 requirement. So someone with a score lower than 620 can now potentially get approved.
Companies that provide capital to the mortgage market are...
So somebody with a credit score of less than 620 now is about to get a mortgage. So shout out to y'all. If you remember 2008, do you remember 2008? This shit is going to just have the same stuff start all over again. Child, I already think that 620 is too damn low for you to be taking on something as important as a damn house. So now they're like, child, we just going to let that go. And y'all just go ahead and have a 500 and something. That's what I'm saying. This stuff, somebody will be like, oh my God, this is great. No, it's not. It's a setup. It's a freaking setup. People already out here talking about what they cannot afford, what they cannot do, what they cannot, buy. And now they're sitting up here, mortgage rates are the lowest in 3 years. I was like, thank you for putting on the caveat of 3 years, because these rates are not low. They're okay. But when you think about back before 2008, those were some good ass rates. Shout out to all of us that got those rates before they went up. Even if they're a single digit, I think that that's okay. Because I think my mom and my stepfather, when they bought that last house of theirs, their interest rate was 13% and they were fine. I mean, that's also a 2-person income household. But y'all, yeah, I know a lot of people, ignorant people, don't understand that. But the point is that they were higher way back when everybody's always pocket watching what we had way back, not even me, but what our parents had, Generation X. Pocket watching what it is that they're doing, like, it was so much cheaper, it was so much better. Yeah, the wages were a lot lower and the interest rates were a lot higher. So if y'all not taking advantage and preparing yourself for when the time comes for you, which is half of the damn problem, that's a you problem. And that's why y'all got issues, okay? But what the hell do I know? Anyway, come on, y'all.
Expanding the scope of credit profiles to include utility and rental payment history.
The older...
Child, if you got using your rent is a guideline to determine whether you should get a mortgage, maybe that. But your electric bill, your water bill, if you have one, your heating bill, that's another sign of you cannot afford it if that's what they have to do. If your damn rate is that low, if your damn credit score is that low that they got to go look at your electric bill, you can't afford it. They're going to put you in there if you qualify and you want to do it. We're going to have a 2008 all over again. Even though I think we're going to have one anyway, we're going to have a 2008 all over again. And people will fall for it, just like they're still taking out student loans, even though they're saying that it's a scam and the government is taking advantage of them. Well, why are y'all still taking them out?
FICO scores didn't. So they're trying to bring those in to give a better profile picture of someone's credit. So they're trying to move in the right direction.
Experts say the credit profiles may expand access to credit for first-time homebuyers, young adults, and renters.
Obviously, if you've been successfully paying rent for a couple years at $2,000 a month, why wouldn't you be able to successfully make a mortgage payment at $2,000 a month?
And then we also have walk-in closet too as well.
Alicia has heard the 3 most important things in real estate.
Location, location, location.
Okay, I couldn't catch it quick enough. Let me let that man say that again. Hold on. Because he up here setting people up.
Obviously, if you've been successfully paying rent for a couple years at $2,000 a month, why wouldn't you be able to successfully make a mortgage payment at $2,000 a month?
And then we also
See, that's a setup. That whole comment right there is a setup. The reason why is because there's a lot more than just the rental payment or the mortgage payment that you got to be taking into account. Somebody will hear that and be like, oh yeah, I pay $2,000, I pay $1,800, I can do it. Then that damn your homeowner's insurance will change or your taxes will change and that mess will go up. And then you're going to be like, what happened? What happened? Especially if you get into a new home where they haven't even necessarily assessed it appropriately yet. Then all the houses get in there and then they change that up and then they be like, nah, here you go. And then you're going to be surprised saying, I don't understand, because people like him out here putting out half information, which is why you need to look into shit for your daggone self. Your realtor ain't the person that you're supposed to be checking for with regard to daggone interest rates and how much shit costs. You go to the damn mortgage lender for that. That's the other thing that people don't freaking know. Yeah, y'all get this for free today, okay? But that man saying that is inappropriate. Him just saying that is inappropriate. When something go wrong, who do they call when they renting? The maintenance man. When something go wrong in your house, you got to pay for it. If something go wrong with the roof, you got to pay for it. So are you telling them, oh yeah, you can do it, and you need to have some money set aside so that, God forbid, if something happens, you can take care of it? It could be as simple as the damn dishwasher. It could be the damn wash machine or dryer. It could be the wall. I don't know. It could be anything. They ain't trying to tell you none of that. They wasn't trying to tell nobody that before either. Not saying that it's not an adult's responsibility to look into it. If you want to buy a house, you know what you could do? You could go buy one of those dummy books. I'm sure they will tell you everything you need to know. But, you know, some people don't like to listen, and all they're going to see is this screen with this beautiful setup bedroom that looks gorgeous, right? It's set up that way to make you feel like you could live right here and it's so sweet and so cute. Then you come back after you buy the damn thing, it's empty as hell. Now it's your responsibility to put furniture in there, and that costs money too. I'm just saying.
a walk-in closet too as well.
Alicia has heard the 3 most important things in real estate.
Location, location, location.
One thing even more important than location, credit score. In West St. Paul, Joe Mason, 5 Eyewitness News.
All right, West St. Paul. Yeah, staging. Thank you, boo. They stage it up to look beautiful so you can think, oh, yeah, I can live here. It's going to be so beautiful. Then you find out that ain't how it works. So just letting y'all know what's going on out there. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't remember or find the video. It may have been the interest rate stuff, but I have to see once I get back home. Anyway, moving on, child. Moving on. So back to Minnesota, child. So it looks like wait. Audit finds Minnesota state workers fabricated records. Oh no. Are you kidding? Who'd have thunk that, child? Who would have thunk that? Hold on. StreamYard is StreamYard, and hold on a second. Of course. All right.
Released a damning report finding state employees fabricating records to cover up mismanagement of money, tax money. It's another black eye for the State Department of Human Services, and Lou Raguse is covering it and sat down with a legislative auditor.
This was definitely the most egregious thing I have seen, maybe in my whole time working at OLA.
After 27 years with the Office of the Legislative Auditor, a statement like that from Judy Randall means something. After past suspicion, she says her most recent audit proved state workers were fabricating documents to cover up mismanagement of taxpayer money.
So these documents should exist. They didn't. We asked for them. All of a sudden, they now exist. And in at least one case, it was created wholesale and backdated by 2 years to give the impression that it had always been there and been done on time.
The OLA.
Oh, no, not Minnesota. Are you kidding me? It's like every single day there's something new of something that Minnesota has done wrong. But don't worry about that, y'all. They're on the up and up. If Timmy and Jakey and the AG dude says everything is everything, then everything is everything. I ain't seen a place that's been so much on fire in the longest time, Chad.
They audited the Behavioral Health Administration within the Department of Human Services, which issues grants, nearly $200 million of taxpayer money each year, to addiction and mental health service providers. But the audit found BHA was not making sure those providers were doing the work.
BHA didn't conduct the site visits. Our auditors went and conducted the site visits that BHA should have done. And we identified serious concerns that services weren't being provided.
One of the grants examined by OLA was $1.6 million issued to the Wellness Collaborative through Zion Baptist Church in North Minneapolis. According to the OLA report, BHA didn't have documentation to give auditors to show that the services were rendered.
A payment of $672,000? Wow. Wait, it says for a single month of work? What the hell y'all working on?
What's more, the audit says the grant manager directly profited by leaving BHA and months later providing consulting services to the Wellness Collaborative for the grant she managed, which Randall says is not illegal.
But I think it raises a bunch of ethical questions at the very least.
Representatives at Zion strongly dispute what BHA and DHS told the auditors. They tell KARE 11 DHS sought them out for the grant. They provided services which DHS workers witnessed. They gave DHS documentation, and they say now they believe they're being scapegoated. The former grant manager told KARE 11 any wrongdoing.
Oh no, they trying to scapegoat through somebody. Zion Church said you ain't gonna do this to us. I believe the church a little bit.
A bunch of ethical questions at the very least.
Representatives at Zion strongly dispute what BHA and DHS told the auditors. They tell KARE 11 DHS sought them out for the grant. They provided services which DHS workers witnessed. They gave DHS documentation, and they say now they believe they're being scapegoated. The former grant manager told KARE 11 any wrongdoing falls squarely on DHS.
Conduct a monitoring visit to make sure the services are actually being provided. These aren't rocket science types of things.
Randall says the audit found fewer than 1 in 5 DHS workers they surveyed felt adequately trained to scrutinize how the grant money is spent. And perhaps most frustrating, this was the second audit of the Behavioral Health Administration, and many of the problems found were repeat problems.
What is it like to see these problems, make these recommendations, and nothing is done to fix it?
It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Governor Tim Walz's office says they're grateful for the auditor for her work and for identifying these serious issues. And Democratic Senator Melissa Wickland, who chairs the Health and Human Services Committee, says that it's clear that DHS has not taken actions to fix these problems as they had.
You think? But Timmy said, it's all good, thanks. Timmy said, thank you so much. I appreciate ya.
Portrayed to the senator.
Okay, so it's the second failed audit, and that's what we're getting from Democratic leadership. Is there going to be accountability this time?
Well, the DHS temporary commissioner, Shireen Gandhi, says that she was shocked, especially by those allegations of the records being created to cover it up. She says that they are in the process of, since the audit was performed, fixing some of the things that still hadn't been fixed. I think there's going to be a lot of questions from legislators for oversight to make sure that it actually happens this time around.
Right, and then what the organizational structure needs to be within DHS to make sure this stops. Because again, you're saying this is the second time, and you've reported on so much fraud, and usually it all kind of comes back to DHS.
And besides just the oversight and the management in DHS, one thing that Judy Randall told me is that it seemed that the employees that were tasked with oversight of the grants were more on the side of they wanted to provide the services and provide the help. They didn't have that mindset or the training to double check the work to make sure it's being done and basically audit it the way that the auditors audit it.
All right, thanks so much, Lou. We'll be right back.
All right, thanks, Lou, child. And Minnesota, they're innocent. This is not right. It's not fair. It's Donald Trump's fault. Timmy is doing everything he's supposed to because he's the best ever. Shout out to Live from New York. Thank you, Boo. He said, at this point, I feel left out for not stealing tax money. Everybody's doing it. Yeah, it sounds like it, right? Child, we just don't know the right people. We need to know people in high places. There used to be a song way back in the day. Clearly, we don't know the right people. Thank you so much. Shout out to Nightjade. I appreciate you, Boo. She said Trump was perp walked for less. Child, you know you're not allowed to say that, child. You know, everything is, this is probably his fault too. I mean, Timmy, I'm thinking it's Timmy's fault, but honestly, this is probably his fault. Y'all already know how it works. Anyway.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Going, you're being a racist! Racist!
Anyway, let me see. Let's get back into ice and Minadam soda, child. So this is the video I was talking about yesterday. I don't know if y'all seen it. It was ICE agents storm McDonald's in Minneapolis. Staff blocks the kitchen access without a warrant. Now, you know, it's a lot going on, y'all. I don't remember them needing a warrant. I don't remember any of the rules saying that ICE people need to have warrants. I feel like they're supposed to have documentation for the people that they may take in. But correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't think that they needed warrants. But in case you didn't see it, here it is.
You got to. Well, you get up out of here, bro. Y'all get up out of here. Man, y'all, this private property, though.
Child, sir, black man, please be quiet and stop this. Just stop it.
Yes, it is. It's private property, bro. Real shit. Hey, right, real shit. I'm with all the bullshit. Hey, I got to keep. Yeah, I'm with her. Yeah, if you're not placing no order, you gotta go. Because y'all believe in the but y'all can't come up here. Manager gets permission, we can't. Well,
what if they was coming to get a cheeseburger? I guess that's not allowed.
What'd you say, huh? Yeah, you got it. You ain't gonna stop. Y'all can't come back here. No, come back here, bro. I'm talking to the manager. Well, you're talking to security. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. Yes, I am. You're in charge from the manager. I'm in charge.
Security is in charge, child. I wish I had the prices wrong. I'm in charge. I'm security. I'm in charge. Negro, if you don't sit down somewhere.
Yeah, you got it. You ain't gonna stop. Y'all can't come back here. No, come back here, bro. I'm talking to the manager. Well, you're talking to security. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. Yes, I am. You're in charge from the manager. I'm in charge. No, I'm the owner. Yeah. You don't have to work. You can't come back here. You see this shit out? They act like they hearing impaired. They act like they hearing impaired. I hate when I know what they're not. Y'all see some water. Y'all see the punch come out their pocket. I'm going to the counter, eat off nothing.
Security is standing 10 toes down, child. For McDonald's and some business that ain't yours. For what? Like, how much is he getting paid, child? Security must be paying very well, because ain't no way. Solo Beats, I think it's no longer a teenager's after school job. They be in all shifts. You know what? That's what we talked about the other day as well. These jobs are supposed to be for kids, but nobody want to make their kids work anymore. Then people want to say that these aren't livable wages. Well, yeah, it's a job for a kid. If you want to have livable wages, you need to work your way up. You need to move on to what I think is, at McDonald's, I think it's called chief manager or shift manager, then a team lead, then the manager, general manager, and then you go on after that. You don't get it at fry making and flipping burgers, but they push to have those increased amounts because everyone needs the alleged living wage way back when. We watched it in California. Then the shit started increasing the prices of food and everybody complaining. It's like, well, where the hell did y'all think this was going to go? Like, nobody thinks down the road. They just think about the right damn now and be messing with shit. Get your dumbass kids to get a damn job so they're not out here wilding out in the middle of the damn night deleting people. But no, we should just change everything to accommodate sloppy ass funky adults that don't want to go do something to better their own lives. They want to do the minimum, but they want to make the amount of a CEO. How about you go and you do something that's CEO worthy? Nobody want to do that. These lazy people, child, I can't do it. I've worked at McDonald's. A lot of y'all have worked at different fast food places when we were kids. I've been working since I was 14 damn years old. These MFers be leaving the house and never worked anywhere at all. Tell me where that makes daggone sense. And their parents ain't rich, okay? So they just not, doing the best for their kids, in my opinion. But any kid right now that wanted to make good money, they should go work in these places because of the amounts that they're paying. Robert saying like $20. I feel like it was like $20 or $30 in in California, and then that In-N-Out Burger left. All these other restaurants left because how the hell are they going to afford anything? Everybody just thinks because it's a business they can afford everything. That shows you know nothing about money, finance, and definitely nothing about business, saying dumb shit like that.
They're not gonna violate my rights at home. Who y'all want back there? They don't want nobody. Ain't see nobody come in here. That's the problem. Nobody came in here. That's the fucking part. I said somebody ran in here. Somebody ran up in here. They're not alive, man.
Yeah, that's it. But he over here trying to be a martyr or something, but whatever they want to do, if that's what you want to do, and then you lose your livelihood, because he could quite conceivably be fired for interference. You know what I'm saying? You could be, you know, when people used to try to stop the people that were stealing and then they would get fired and everybody was having a fit about that. Well, child, you know what the rules are, because I promise you, if I work someplace and somebody's stealing, I don't give a damn. I don't give a one damn about it. Child, steal it the fuck up. Steal it the fuck up. But let's go to Minneapolis, because that's a part of Minnesota, right? They having a great time. Remember when Timmy said people want to retire to Minnesota? I feel like a lot of y'all said y'all didn't want to retire to Minnesota. I know I don't. I know I don't. But some people do. And this is for the people that already live here. This is what some of them are going through.
I'm on the top floor, so I see and hear everything. I have a bird's eye view over the encampment, and I also see and hear everything that happens in the street.
Wow, I wonder how much their places must be worth over here with all the homeless people in your back damn yard. Oh, yes. I want to move to Minnesota today.
So I see and hear everything. I have a bird's eye view over the encampment, and I also see and hear everything that happens in the street.
What used to be her spot to catch some fresh air has become anything but for Bea Bletzian in the building she's called home for 13 years. Just south of downtown Minneapolis, behind this old brick building on East 24th Street on a city-owned lot, it's easy to see why.
How soon do people who live here make contact with the city to say, hey, this has got to...
Oh, immediately.
And what's been the reaction from the city at this point?
A joke.
Bletzian and some of her neighbors sat down with Alpha News to detail the nightmare they've been living these last 4 weeks.
It blows my mind that anyone would think it's okay to put this here, this harm reduction encampment where people are being enabled to use and to overdose. We've had, I think, like 5 overdoses already so far, you know, and
So the funny thing is that one of the things that I wanted to show was the Apple cruise pay, because they sent me something because I own stock and they're like, it's time for you to vote. So I was looking through it and it shows everyone's, right? Everybody is always pocket watching these CEOs and mad and upset. We're taking a pause for a second. And mad and upset about what CEOs make, COOs make. If you want to make that money, become a COO or a CEO or whatever the C is, okay? You're always looking at what someone makes and you don't look at what their responsibilities are, which you, Zidaiko or whatever your name is, can't do, because you'd be one if you could. Y'all don't take into account the fact that, like I've said before, you think these people work from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon and they just go home? They are on call at all times. They are responsible for every single thing that happens with the company. And when y'all want to go out here and say that they did something wrong to you personally, guess who that reflects on? Them. It doesn't matter if it had nothing to do with them. That's how that works. Y'all are not going to take no shit like that on. They also make the financial decisions, and they can also get cut at any time if they make the wrong ones. They're responsible for 10,000 plus employees and however many standing businesses that they have, whether it's only in the United States, one state, or all these daggone countries. Y'all don't think about stuff like that. All y'all think about is so low fucking level, because like I said, y'all know nothing about money. You don't know shit about business. You don't think about all them damn benefits that they give out to all the people that are employed either. You don't think about all the things that are available for you to even come and work at that company, and MFers don't even negotiate their daggone salaries. All you do is pocket watch. These are the same people that would say, I want them to give the money back and give it to us. Earn your money. Go become a CEO. Oh, you can't? Oh, then shut the fuck up. Because I certainly am a little bit confused, and I hate cutting for corporations, but y'all say ignorant shit like this that makes no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense whatsoever. Just mad that you don't even think outside of your small brain for 1 second. For 1 second for the things that they are responsible for. What is his name that run? Tim Cook. He makes $1 million a year just with his base salary. Now, of course, there's more, and I can't think of what it was, but I believe it comes up to be something like 59 million. Guess what? Ain't nobody stopping buying Apple. Shout out to those of us that own stock in it. When y'all gonna stop buying Apple? When y'all gonna stop buying iPhones? When are y'all gonna stop giving them money that they can continue to pay that? Because until consumers stop consuming, y'all just wasting your breath. As long as you keep giving them the money, Amazon, long as you keep giving them the money, why the hell wouldn't they? That makes them successful, you jackasses. That makes it look like that they're doing a good job. So because that company is making money, the person at the top gets paid, not just the one, there's a whole board, they all getting paid. The problem that y'all have is that you can't stop spending money, which is why if Donald Trump gets that 10% to go through, y'all gonna sit up here and you gonna continue to go buy more shit instead of taking the time to look at it this way. Oh my God, it's a lower interest rate. That means it's less interest. I should pay it off. Y'all gonna look at it as it's time for me to go spend more money. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. I know what I'm talking about. Just like I know that once the final numbers come out, y'all done spent $1 trillion this season on daggone Christmas, knowing daggone well you was just complaining about the eggs is high, the milk is high, and you can't afford shit. Okay? So say what you want. Yeah, okay. I know what I'm talking about. Y'all go ahead. You think what you want, but keep pocket watching and thinking that Ma'am Danby and that girl over there in what is it? Seattle, wherever that little white girl socialist is. Y'all keep thinking that they gonna help y'all's asses out, and these CEOs are gonna stop losing money. Ain't no CEOs gonna lose shit. If they do something wrong and the board takes them out, that's the only way they gonna lose. Because y'all, Americans, cannot stop spending.
Level of crime that is happening here, people being threatened at gunpoint multiple times, shootings happening here, so much is going on. It just blows my mind in such a short amount of time. It's like this place has just descended into a living hell.
Human feces on their doorstep, in their yards, and on what used to be a community garden.
They are using it like their personal outhouse. There's toilet paper and piles and piles and piles of human feces, literally where my squash was growing.
Break-ins have been reported in their buildings where people have left their belongings behind. Even their garbage cans have been stolen. Still, that barely scratches the surface.
The shooting happened on my front lawn. From my understanding, 2 people were shot. 1 individual lost his life, and one of my residents witnessed it from beginning to end.
Joshua Fuss has been struggling to run his sober house ever since the encampment moved in. Neighbors say it was a fight over drug territory that ended in murder.
Initially, had stated that he was all right, that he was okay, and the next day ended up relapsing, going out and getting drunk from having to watch somebody be murdered. Last night, I think there was another.
No, Lawrence, it was human shit because they're coming and defecating on their daggone porches in their yards and everything else. But child, y'all make sure you retire to Minnesota, child.
Shooting, and I get a call from the guy who's managing the house, and he's calling me, and they're laying on the floor, and he's like, there's another shooting, and they're in the living room laid on the ground because they're worried that they're going to get hit by a stray bullet. I did have one guy that went over there, and they offered to sell him drugs, and he caved. And if it doesn't get taken care of soon, it's only a matter of time before other people make the same decision that he did, or I lose my business. Nobody wants to come to a sober home and get clean next to an encampment where people are getting high and selling drugs, or people are getting shot on the front lawn.
The encampment is just a mile from one that burned down at the beginning of March, as the city seems to continue its whack-a-mole approach to the ongoing crisis. John Stiles rents out his triplex just blocks from the encampment.
It's really important to me that I'm providing a safe and nice place for my residents to live. So I've got 3 separate families that live there. I'm the one that answers when they call. So I got a call that, hey, my garage is broken into, and all my really important stuff has been stolen. I've just took a deep breath because we've gone through this before with a different encampment years ago when we did live here. So I know what they're going through. Mm-hmm. So I, instructed them to call 911, call 311, but it feels like there's no meaningful response. Another resident, he has had his car stolen, which is what he uses for work. He drives for a living. To my knowledge, it still hasn't shown up anywhere.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that these are liberals. So probably voted for all this, but what do I know?
And there's several kids that live at this property. They don't feel safe to go outside. Normally, if there's a complaint about my property, okay, well, let me fix it, but I can't fix this.
The frustration palpable as they've witnessed organizations supply food and firewood. while meetings with city council members have gone nowhere, and they say pleas to the mayor have been met with silence. In a short statement to Alpha News, the city spokesperson said the site is planned for closure this week.
Mayor Fry is a joke. I can't, like, he is just so spineless. We need to have a leader in the city.
Oh, no, not Jakey, girl. Oh, they're talking about Jakey.
In a short statement to Alpha News, the city spokesperson said the site is planned for closure this week.
Mayor Fry is a joke. I can't, like, he is just so spineless. We need to have a leader in the city who can stand up to stuff like this and say, you know what, enough is enough. This has gone way too far. We're not going to tolerate this anymore, and do something. Where there's a will, there's a way. He can figure out a way to deal with this without having to endanger people who actually live here, who pay rent, who pay mortgages and pay city taxes and live here. Just glossing over it by saying, oh, well, these are vulnerable people, and there's Native Americans who live here, and these are BIPOC people. You know, all of those things may be true. That's not an excuse.
Oh, they busted out the BIPOC, y'all. I haven't heard that in a while. Shout out to BIPOC.
And pay city taxes and live here. Just glossing over it by saying, oh, well, these are vulnerable people, and there's Native Americans who live here, and these are BIPOC people. You know, all of those things may be true. That's not an excuse to just enable awful, horrendous behavior that is a health hazard and a criminal hazard to everybody else around here. I get that people need to have their needs addressed. We're people too.
I just feel like my anxiety is 24/7. And
I promise you, this is a liberal white woman. I promise you.
it's really frightening.
Oh, no. Oh,
and
no.
I just feel completely powerless to do anything about it, no matter how many pleas we make to the people in our government that are supposed to keep us safe. Nothing happens.
Imagine how things change once you get what you asked for. Isn't that interesting? Interesting how that goes. This is what they asked for. This is exactly what they asked for. Can't wait to see what happens in New Damn York. We got our eye on Ma'am Danby and that girl in what y'all say is Washington? In Washington, because she crazy too, child. But for those people that sit up here and want to be pocket watching CEOs, y'all be worried about the wrong damn things. But keep on and see where that gets you. Romello, I appreciate you. Boo, he said, Messi identify as a Minnesota refugee and want my free benefits. You know what? That reminds me. Hold on a second. What is it? Minnesota. I just remembered one of the videos that I wanted to show y'all. Hold on a second. You know, Timmy is here for y'all. Timmy and Fry, whatever his name is. That woman said, Mayor Fry is a joke. Well, I kind of knew that without having to work under him, just listening to him. But, you know, other people just don't seem to want to listen. All right, while I'm figuring that out, let's go over here to the main topic, child. So the community is saying that they are about to not do anything. Damn, I wish I had the Price is Wrong button. They say community calls for day of no work, no school, and no shopping. Oh no. So Americans are going, let me rephrase. People in Minnesota are not going to shop. Do Americans know how to not shop? I don't think that's a thing. Carl for president. Oh my God, Messi, you're gonna hate me. One of my policies is to cap CEO pay at $5 million and additional profits. His base salary, like Tim Cook, is only $1 million, and it's been the same for 3 years. What they also get are stock options, which start to add up, and then I'm sure their regular benefits come in there, and then it's something their bonus. That's how it works. I mean, people can say whatever they want to and want whatever they want to. But I'm not sure where people think that money is supposed to go. If you're going to stay at this is not baby boomer generation, yeah. If you think staying at a company forever and they're going to take care of you, that shit just don't work. That's why you got to go to move around. I'll just call it, you got to move around. Because if I hadn't gotten laid off when I got laid off from a corporation and got another job at another place and they paid more money, because I just told them that I made one thing and then they offered me something more and then I negotiated and I was like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and do this again. And then after usually 2 to 3 years is what I used to do. After that, I was only doing 2 to 3 years someplace. And then I was like, I'm moving on. And then I moved on to the next place, did the same thing. And that's how I got my income to be where it is. Now, where I'm at now, I've been here for a while and I probably should leave, but I also recognize that I'm older and I also recognize that I don't want to work. Okay. I mean, I work, but I don't want to work hard. Let me rephrase. I don't want to work hard. So what I do is not the hardest thing in the world. And plus, y'all know I got the best time off options in the world. So you weigh those types of things. Other people don't. Child, somebody will come and they will be looking at you crazy and y'all want to quit. Not y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to quit and then you end up out there with nothing. We see these TikTokers talking about they can't find a job. There's no one hiring and all this type of stuff, right? So, you know, you got to think strategically. You got to think ahead. I have been fired. I have been laid off and I have quit. I know all three of those. Other people don't have any plans for if anything happens. And you know what else a lot of these people don't have? Spouses. But anyway, let's go ahead and listen to this lady. Minister, look who getting involved again. This might have been the woman from the other day, y'all.
That this has to change, that this needs to end. The time is now. Yes. The time is now. And so with great hope and love and commitment to one another, we're going to do that. And so you're going to hear very briefly from a set of our own community members who are coming together with thousands upon thousands, and I pray millions of us are going to come together and take this real day of pause, who are going to say, we are not going to shop, we are not going to work, we are not going to school on Friday, January 23rd.
Oh, wait, just one day? Oh, child, I thought they was going to do this forever. Of course, one day. Is that going to, what is today? Today is the 13th, I think. So in about 10 days, y'all are going to take one day to not shop, don't go to school, don't go to work. All right, girl. What's that supposed to do?
And instead, we are going to be of conscious, of community. Those of faith are going to be in fasting and prayer. We are going to rally together right here in downtown Minneapolis at 2 p.m. And have a march. But this is not like any other march. This is where we are letting our folks know. We are letting Minnesota businesses know. It is time to choose a side. Yes. If you're a business here in Minnesota, Target, we're looking at you. You're a homegrown business. And yet we've watched.
Wait, what Target got to do with this? Y'all already supposed to be boycotting Target. What happened? What happened?
Video after video of your own employees. Some of them American citizens being snatched from your halls. Stand up, speak out. We are going to leverage our economic power, our labor, our prayer.
Praise the Lord. Another. Yeah. Praise the Lord.
And so first, we are going to hear from one of our speakers today.
Yes, let's hear it.
Our first speaker is a business owner, Rodrigo Cardoza.
Thank you all for coming here today. My name is Rodrigo Cardozo. I'm a small business owner at the Mercado Central, a conglomerate of 31 businesses that has been the cornerstone of the Lake Street and Bloomington area during the last 25 years. We have 31 businesses that translate into 31 families that obtain sustenance from these businesses. We generate around 500 direct and indirect job opportunities in the community. And we are not alone. There's also the case of the Burrito Mercado in St. Paul, a business that has been leading the market, the community for about half a century, that has been partnering for many years with local arenas, with law enforcement, with community in general. We are here to express our concern because as entrepreneurs, we don't understand that a community that relies on the in the thriving business community, the immigrant community, you know, that has been building this area for many years, is trying I mean, it's just being squished and threatened. Yeah. I have something that I'd like to add on this moment, and it's that we don't comprehend how a country that depends on entrepreneurs and
depend on what?
It's targeting the very people who build and continue to build the economy. What we're living through is an economic violence against all of us. So we call for all of you to understand that immigrants are not the problem. We are job creators, partners, community builders. We are calling on our leaders to get ICE out of Minnesota, so families like ours can get back to doing what we have always been doing, running our businesses, creating jobs, contributing to the economy, and building our strong communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodrigo. Next,
Rodrigo.
we'll hear from Pastor James Erlinson at Lutheran Church of the Redeemer.
Thank you. My name is James Erlinson. I'm pastor at Lutheran Church of the Redeemer in St. Paul. On Friday, January 23rd, our congregation will hold a day of fasting and prayer.
Nice.
It will be a day of reflection for our people to reflect on the truth, what we know from God about our call to love our neighbors, especially now our immigrant neighbors who are being threatened, harassed, kidnapped, beaten, or detained. The truth is that this is not right. We will pray for the power we have as people of faith to stop this madness. And for ICE to leave Minnesota and any other state where their actions are abusing the children of God. We pray that living according to the truth of God and truth of God's love, we will all find the freedom and abundant life that God promises for all God's children. And that our communities will have peace once more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we will hear from Abdi Karim, a ride-share driver.
Bismillah.
What?
My peace be with you all. My name is Abdi Karim Hassan Qasim. I'm a ride-share
Run that name through the daycare list, child. I'm just saying.
driver right here in the Twin Cities. Over the past several weeks, to be a driver in this town, we're receiving harassment by the federal government simply for doing our jobs. And God forbid that you look like me. It's the scariest times to be in the United States of America in my lifetime for a Somali person. Doing my job, I get to be pulled, be bullied, be harassed for my looks, for my accent. You have a ton of videos that they saying, because we have an accent, we're not American. Even though.
Wait, you're not American?
And Americans. Amongst our beloved Minnesotans.
That's right.
I truly love this state. The most
You can
chill,
have it.
the best, the most caring people are Minnesotans. Our neighbors, y'all still with us. In the cold, y'all came for us.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
God
cold.
bless y'all. We are here. We're part of this country. We're facing a tsunami of hate sponsored by our own federal government.
Shit.
So thank you so much again. Rideshare, we're going to shut it down. On the 23rd, God willing, everything will cease. And unity is all we need. I promise you. We're going to overcome this. The masks are going to come off. We're going to hold them responsible for all their actions, disregarding our constitutional rights, our civil rights. Thank you so much again, guys.
Thank you. And then our last speaker is going to be the Reverend Brian Herron of Zion Baptist Church.
Come on, child.
Amen.
Amen.
Pastor Brian Herron, Zion Baptist Church. And Sunday, we had already called for our church to really move into prayer and fasting. We understand that this is spiritual warfare. This is about evil, dark principalities, and wickedness in high places. Darkness can't drive out darkness. Only light can break darkness. And we choose to be light today. We choose to speak peace and not hate. We choose unity and not division. And so we will collectively come together on the 23rd, but I suggest our faith communities right now begin to fast and pray.
That's right.
And we wait with bated breath for God to move.
Amen. 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 So I want to reiterate before we close that this day that we are calling for, we now have 10 days to get there. So 10 days until January 23rd. And in those 10 days, we are calling on all Minnesotans to get your plan together. Go and talk to your small businesses and your Minnesota businesses, your larger Minnesota businesses and companies around you, and ask them what is their plan for Friday, the 23rd. What is their plan to make sure that their employees get this day to be able to rest, reflect, be in truth and freedom, to be able to fast and pray? What is their plan to stand up and say that ICE must leave Minnesota? What is their plan to say that the person who kills Renee Good needs to be held accountable? What is their plan to say that we should not continue to fund this armed militia in our state? That is what every single Minnesota of goodwill is being called to do today. Today, tomorrow, and for the next 10 days. And then on Friday, January 23rd, we are going to have our day together, our day to be able to reflect on where we are, to be grounded in truth, be grounded in freedom, to have our day of prayer and fasting. Prayer is not a passive activity. It is one that is of action. It is one about transformation. It is one where we get to transform ourselves and this world. And faith communities are doing that not alone. We're doing it with unions like the St. Paul Federation of Educators.
There you go.
Unite Here, Local 17, SEIU, Local 26, our ATU, our transit union here in Minnesota, and many, many more unions are gathering. This is also with faith and community groups like Isaiah, Unidos, Jewish Community Action, COPAL, and many, many more. The list continues to grow. And I'm so grateful and excited, frankly, because this is an opportunity for all of us to stand in peace, love, community, truth.
Yeah.
To do what is necessary, to not look away, but to say that it is the time. The time is now.
Yeah, time is now.
I welcome any questions from press.
Of course you do.
So you're from organizing in these times. So you are asking for every worker in Minnesota.
Child, look at the regular smegulars, right? It's always the same look. Same looking people, child. Now, I don't know. Y'all keep saying that a woman can't be a priest. I don't know, because anything seemingly goes around here. But, I'll let y'all battle that out. But I know they look like the same bunch in the back as per usual. They got a look, these liberals. They definitely have a look.
To refuse to show up to work on Friday, January 23rd.
That is correct. Every worker, but also it is for every single Minnesotan to not spend a dime. We are not putting any, we want to be able to show that Minnesotans
Every single one of
care
y'all.
about where we are. We have a lot of economic power, and all of the places where we spend our money should also be calling right now for ICE to leave Minnesota. They should be calling right now for the person who killed Renee Good to be held accountable. And they should be calling right now for us to not put another penny into this unaccountable militia called ICE.
Why not call for a strike?
I mean, for some people, that is what this will feel like. The reality is that we have to make sure that every single person is doing what we are called to do in this time, that is grounded in their commitment and in their conviction. And so for some people, they call that a strike. For many of us, we say that this is our right to refusal until something changes. It is our right to say that violence is not okay. It is our, not just right, but it is our obligation as human beings who care about life and dignity and actually value how sacred we all are, that enough is enough. And so that's what we're calling for.
Do you actually expect this to work?
No work, no school, no shopping.
I love this question. The question is, do we expect this to work? Yeah. I am a woman of faith. And there's this thing we talk about called hope. And in hope, we know this.
Girl, what is it supposed to do? So y'all not going to work, no shopping, and no going to school is supposed to make ICE leave? I'm just so confused. What is the end game here, child, for one day?
And hope is not a wish. It is a confident expectation that the things that we say we are going to do, and as a person, a woman of faith, and I got a bunch of people of faith behind me. We know that we co-labor with an almighty God. And here is what I do know. I know Minnesotans care.
Yes.
What we have found is that overwhelmingly Minnesotans have said it is time that ICE leaves. It is time that ICE leaves. And so I do believe this is going to work. But when we say work, I mean, I believe that this is going to rock this state in the most beautiful and glorious of ways. It is going to open our eyes to what is possible. For too long, we have told nothing is possible, bow down, obey, and do whatever it is that somebody at the top says to do. But we know that that is a lie from the pit of hell. And let me tell y'all this, there is so much that is able to be accomplished when we come together and say no more. So
Oh, shit. Damn, they just be closing shit off. Shutting it down. All right. I don't know if it's still going to go, but I'm just a little bit confused as to what the bottom line is supposed to be with regard to this. All right, it's done. How old is this? Oh, this is old. All right. I just don't understand what the point of this is, except to just be in front of the cameras and just to act like you're doing something when honestly, in all reality, all you're doing is talking, talk. And one day, it's supposed to make a difference. And I don't know. I just feel like it should have been a list, right? But y'all, good luck to them people. And we'll be glad to watch y'all. Trust me when I tell you, we will be glad to watch y'all. Good luck, but not really. Anyway. Moving on, child. Moving on. Let's look at Lizzie, child. Because Lizzie was over here at the National Press Club, whatever the hell that is, saying that, hold on. What'd she say? This is a snippet. Senator Warren says a party that worries about big donors than working people is doomed to fail. I don't think this is the one. Hold on a second. Let me let this one play while I see if I can find the other one, where she basically is saying that they're about to lose because they need to do something besides focus on Donald Trump.
Our communities, resulting in the tragic killing of Renee Good in Minnesota. And Donald Trump's view of the First Amendment is that he gets to say whatever he wants, and he gets to use the power of government to silence, extort, bankrupt, or even prosecute anyone who criticizes him. Acting like a wannabe dictator that he is, Trump is trying to push out the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board and complete his corrupt takeover of America's central bank so that it serves his interests along with his billionaire friends. And he has invaded Venezuela to boost the profits of oil companies and has announced that he will run the country. Now, none of this would be happening if Democrats hadn't been wiped out in 2024. And according to some self-described experts, Democrats lost power because we were too progressive. For a lot of powerful people, wealthy people from Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and Washington, too progressive is code used to undermine any economic agenda that.
All right, maybe this is it. So Lizzie is saying that the Democrats need to come up with something else. We'll see if what she says. This is about 20 minutes. So this will take about almost an hour.
Favors working people. Look, they put it more politely, but these movers and shakers want the Democratic Party to respond to the 2024 losses by watering down our economic agenda and sucking up to the rich and powerful, claiming that a less progressive Democratic Party will win more elections. They are wrong. Americans are stretched to the breaking point financially, and they will vote for candidates who name what is wrong and who credibly demonstrate that they will take on a rigged system in order to fix it. Revising our economic agenda to tiptoe around that conclusion might appeal to the wealthy, but it will not help Democrats build a bigger tent. And it definitely will not help Democrats win elections. A Democratic Party that worries more about offending big donors than delivering for working people is a party doomed to fail in 2026, 2028, and beyond. So let's start with some basic math. By definition, the top 0.1% of the economic ladder doesn't have a lot of votes. So when the question is raised whether Democrats should build our tent by sucking up to the rich, it's sure not about attracting their votes. It's about attracting their money. There are, of course,
aren't you one of those people, Lizzie? Aren't you one of those rich people? Where's she from? Ain't she in like northeast, like, I don't know, Rhode Island?
Extremely wealthy people who are also deeply publicly minded. For some, it's about living their values. For others, it's the recognition that massive economic instability is ultimately bad for business. Either way, these very wealthy people advocate for better health care and universal child care. They embrace sensible regulations to stop corporate scammers. They press the government to raise taxes.
I'm pretty sure y'all continuing to talk about corporate scammers and all the rich people is not going to work either, but that's just me. Always pocket watching, child. The people that got the pockets is trying to appeal to the people that don't have any and tell them about people that have a lot of money when the people that are speaking have a lot of money.
Including on themselves and their businesses. Over and over, they push for an economy that works for everyone. But there is a different and frankly much larger group of extremely wealthy people trying to influence policy. This group might align with Democrats on some social issues. They certainly are not MAGA Republicans. But they're also not interested in changing an economic game that is already rigged in their favor. And in exchange for their financial support, they insist that the Democratic Party turn its economic agenda in a direction that mostly benefits the wealthy and further undermines the economic stability of tens of millions of families all across this country. These people push Democrats to embrace candidates who will slow walk popular economic policies. They lobby for deregulation and special tax breaks that will pad their own bottom lines. They promote making big-time corporate lawyers federal judges. They pressure presidents to appoint tepid leaders at regulatory agencies, people who, once in office, seem positively allergic to enforcing the law when that might make life uncomfortable for big business interests. In their effort to shape the Democratic agenda, the ultra-wealthy wield outsized power. And we all know why. Rich people can fund super PACs to prop up political campaigns for their chosen candidates. They can fund their own lobbying efforts. They can build or simply buy whole media empires in order to bend the news to their liking. And as we're seeing right now with AI and crypto, they can try to crush anyone who gets in the way of their business interests. Over the past generation, the wealthy have avoided accountability time and again. Regular Americans must play by every rule or face real consequences. You don't need to read every news article about Jeffrey Epstein and his good buddies like Larry Summers and Donald Trump to understand how consistently rich and powerful insiders protect each other, regardless of politics and regardless of how obscene the situation has become.
Lizzie, you are one of those people. I just don't get how these people always talking about, like, trying to talk negatively about the rich. Ma'am, that is you. Ma'am, that is you. And whoever just said, what was your work before you came in? Like, how do these people come in with salaries? And I'm not really sure what they are. Of just say it's 125,000 and they all leaving as billionaires or millionaires. How? So everybody's just supposed to ignore all that. And she's a good one because she's a Democrat. They're all the same. I don't care. All of them are the same. And then they get to stay in here forever in order for them to continue to accumulate. But they get to focus on corporations where you're upset that those people are making billions and billions of dollars. Let me tell y'all something. Like I said earlier, those corporations got a lot more responsibility than these daggone politicians that spend their time on daggone Twitter tweeting shit. And they getting millions and millions of dollars, but nobody got a problem with that. But you want to be focused on, I guess, Bezos and Tim Cook and those type people. What are these people running? What are these people in charge of? What have these people done that they are now millionaires? Child, please. No, nobody want to look at that. Just keep the focus on who they tell you to keep the focus on.
The Epstein scandal is real and enormous. But the slew of white-collar pardons issued in recent months by President Trump reflects the rules only apply to someone else mentality that pervades Washington. So, how does this affect winning elections? After the 2024 election, pundits sliced and diced demographic groups across race, age, religion, and geography to show how Democrats need to grow our coalition in order to win again. And yes, we need support from rural voters, men, and voters without a college degree. And yes, in 2025, we win back some of those votes. They need y'all men, partly because Democratic candidates from every wing of the party.
Sassy Straits, she said they need you men. They need the poors. Shout out to the poors. Lizzie is trying to tell she gonna need y'all's vote. So as long as they get them food stamps turned back on, y'all gonna go ahead and vote for them. The Democrats need y'all. Okay, Lizzie knows there's a problem.
Ran against Trump's betrayal of working people on affordability issues. But in the long run, to build a strong Democratic Party with a sturdy big tent, it is not enough simply to attack Trump. Democrats need to earn trust, long-term, durable trust across the electorate. Trust that we actually understand what's broken and trust that we have the courage to fix it, even when that means taking on the wealthy and the well-connected.
You're listening to a wealthy, well-connected person telling you that you should be worried about those other wealthy and well-connected persons.
Democrats weren't always just the default option when the other guys were worse. Once, we were trusted by working people to fight for their interests, and we delivered, even against tough Republican opposition. Social Security, strong unions, the 40-hour work week, overtime, Medicare, Medicaid, home ownership for veterans and first-time homebuyers, the Affordable Care Act, over and over and over. We showed that we could fight and we could deliver. I understand the temptation in this moment of national crisis to sand down our edges, to avoid offending anyone, especially the rich and powerful who might finance our candidates. But we can't win unless we rebuild trust. And we can't rebuild trust by excommunicating Biden administration law enforcers who, for the first time in decades, actually fought to hold corporations accountable for driving up prices. We can't rebuild trust by calling up Elon Musk when he tussles with Trump and offering him whatever he wants if he'll come back to our side and kick in a few nickels for our candidates. We can't rebuild trust by staying silent about the abuses of corporate power and tax fairness simply to avoid offending the delicate sensibilities of the already rich and powerful.
Damn, she really is going after people that are just like her. You know how maybe that y'all could win? I'm going to go out on a limb here. Just if it was me, child, if it was a me, this is what I would say. We're not going to keep doing this foolishness where everyone is equal, child, okay? We're not going to do all this shit where all of y'all think that the government's going to take care of y'all, okay? What we're going to do is going to rein that shit in. All right. You could be on these benefits for this many years. You could be on this benefit for this many years. And if you qualify in 5 years, then maybe you can get it again. You're not going to live off of this shit. If you're going to go out here, you're going to take these loans, you're going to have to pay them the F back. Just because you have a kid don't mean that you get more of anything. There's only 2 genders. You can think whatever it is that you want to. Pick one. You're going to go ahead and you're going to go out here and you're going to work. If you don't want to work, that's fine. You end up on the street. We're going to open up insane asylums so people can get back there. Roe v. Wade is done, so you better go over there wherever the hell they do them at if you need to get one. We're going to get rid of OF because all of y'all are whores and you need to get it together. Stop complaining about all this ish that you can't get when what you need to do is to pair yourself with someone, because at the end of the day, life was not meant for you to live alone. If you want to be alone and you want to do everything alone, then be alone. But then don't turn around and complain about everything that you got to pay for alone because you chose to be alone. Shout out to Drew. I see you, boo. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Shout out to all of y'all. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. I'm just saying they could go ahead and tell the Supreme Court that they should go ahead and make sure that transgenders can't be in each other's sports. So then you then turn around and whine and complain with a man that's in a sport with a bunch of women and beat you every single time. Don't complain about none of that, because all you got to do is sit up here and say, I don't care about what you think. This is what it is. You over here with them, you over here with them. And then y'all wouldn't be crying in your suit. But I know that's just crazy talking. Y'all won't do it. You can go out here and think you a dog. You can go out here and think you a cat. You can go out here and think that you a daggone tree. But when you apply for that job, you go ahead and choose from all them choices that's over there. We ain't doing nothing else. This is what it is. I'm just saying. Anyway, who I miss? Jessie Bell. Did I say Jessie Bell? I can't see. Y'all only got one screen. Jess Bell, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you, boo. Shout out to all the channel members. Thank you so much for your support. Shout out to all of y'all that are hanging in there. Come on, Lizzie. I'm not done. Hold on. Lizzie, also, y'all need to stop focusing on Donald Trump with regard to every single thing when your mouth opens. Okay, we know who he is. He makes himself in his presence known every damn day. He makes a fool of himself regularly. Y'all don't have to call that shit out. We see it just like we see you. All y'all do is want to focus on him, and that means that people are focused on him. Do y'all not get that? You are focused on him. You make everyone else focus on him, which means that everyone is focused on him. That means no one is focused on y'all. What are y'all doing to help anyone? What is your plan to help anyone besides just say Trump is bad, Trump is bad? Girl, that play is not working. That play is not going to work. He's pushing through and he's doing whatever the hell it is that he wants to because he knows that y'all are a joke and y'all not going to do anything to stop it. Let's tell the truth, shame the devil today, okay? The reason why that man is going forward and doing whatever the hell it is that he wants to is that y'all are so pussyfooted. You're not going to do anything except for get onto Twitter and talk. That's it. Y'all don't do nothing but whine and complain about how bad he is and get on CNN, The View, and Twitter. Why are y'all not doing something as the politicians who's supposed to be out here helping us, the people, the American people that y'all always sit up here and try to talk about, y'all know about? Clearly you ain't talking to none. Maybe you should have a real town hall and let the people actually talk to you, travel to every single state and listen to what people say. Let them ask you questions and see what it is that you have to say. This thing of Trump is bad, just don't work. It does not work. I don't know why y'all don't know that, because there's too many people that do like him. And the way that y'all are acting, all you're doing is pushing people away from you. That doesn't mean you're pushing them to him, but what you're doing is pushing them away from you, because y'all sound crazy. If you want to make an impact right now, Lizzie, you need to call up Tim Tom and tell him, child, you need to get them people together down there. They looking and sounding crazy. She should be calling him and saying, even though I'm a senator over here in Massachusetts, I think y'all said, you need to go ahead and govern your damn city and get it under control. You need to go ahead and tell these people that they need to calm down. Stay out of these people's daggone way. They're going to do what they're going to do. And if something goes wrong, unfortunately, if you have something to do with it, you're going to be held accountable as well. If ICE does something wrong, it will be completely and utterly on them. If y'all want to be up here making fools of yourselves until something happens to one of y'all, don't come back to us, child. We telling y'all to calm the fuck down. Nah, they won't do anything like that. No one is going to stand up and stand out at this point, which is what they would need to do in order to make a difference. They're not going to do anything to stop him. I do believe that they may have done a countersuit to the suit that Jakey and the rest of them did. But y'all, I don't know how long that's going to take. Maybe the end of the week, maybe next week or something. So you're putting your faith into the Supreme Court. Hopefully they, come through with what it is that you want. I don't know what y'all want at the end of the day. But what is your alternative to help out? What are you going to do? Are you going to come out here and admit that we do have a problem and we do need to get illegals out of here? This might not be the way. Maybe we should try to do this. Because nobody wants to try to work with this man. Let me tell you something. Nobody is trying to work with this man. And if you're going to put your head in the sand and you're going to act like, I just won't talk to him, that's childish. That's what kids do. There's plenty of people in a day for those that actually work somewhere, not self-employed, but you actually work somewhere. So y'all telling me that you like every single person that y'all work with, Bueller? I know I don't. I don't like many people at all. I definitely don't like most of the people that I work with. I talk to about 2 of them on a regular basis, and I barely speak to them. So y'all telling me that you like and love and want to spend time with every single person that you work with, even the people that get on your nerves, even the people that you know ain't no good, even the people that you know are jackasses. If you have to work with them, you have to work with them. That's what you get paid for. Lizzie, Timmy, Jakey, that's what y'all get paid for. All y'all do is sit up here talking about the American people, the American people. Y'all not listening to the American people. Y'all want to cause chaos to make the Democrats and the leftists and the progressives and the crazies think that you're on their side so that you can get votes. All this is about getting reelected, y'all. That is all this is about at this point, from both sides. From both sides. The Democrats just never think ahead. They never have a solid plan. They just think saying stuff like Trump, Trump, Trump. That's why they're still saying, how could anyone vote for him? How could anyone vote for him? Child, that shit has run its course. You are 1 year in. You got to come up with another plan. Keep doing this. Keep going ahead and just be like, Trump bad, Trump bad. Let's see how that works. We'll be sitting here watching, though, child. Keep on, Pocahontas. Let's go. What else you got to say?
I understand that because of our broken campaign finance laws, Democrats need to raise a lot of money. And I don't believe in unilateral disarmament against the Republicans. But money is not the only ingredient for a successful election. When Democrats water down their economic platform to appeal to wealthy donors, whether the transaction is explicit or subtle, we squander trust with working people, and the money just isn't worth it. Yes, Democrats need a big tent, but there are 2 versions of what a big tent means. One vision says that we should shape our agenda and temper our rhetoric to flatter any fabulously rich person looking for a political party that will entrench their own economic interests. The other vision says we must acknowledge the economic failures of the current rigged system, aggressively challenge the status quo, and chart a clear path for big structural change. If we are going to pick up the broken pieces from the 2024 election and build a durable big tent, we must acknowledge a hard truth. The Democratic Party cannot pursue both visions at the same time. Either we politely nibble around the edges of change, or we throw ourselves into the fight. Either we carefully craft our policies to ensure that the rich keep right on getting richer, or we build a party that ferociously and unapologetically serves the needs of working people. Democrats have a choice to make. And the first step in rebuilding trust is to admit that we have to choose. Over the past year,
Oh,
I've often
Lord.
been asked about the abundance agenda and how it fits into the conversation about the future success
Mhm.
of our party.
Mhm.
When this agenda is about making government more effective, count me in. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was built in the spirit of abundance before abundance was hip.
Mm.
The agency consolidated scattered authorities and streamlined bureaucratic processes. And best of all, it worked. Every year, the agency rooted out the fraudsters and returned more than $1 billion to people who had been cheated.
Mm.
The CFPB should be a poster child for government efficiency. And sure, there are plenty of other places where we can cut red tape, but we should make a clear diagnosis of the problem. Where well-intentioned regulations have simply gone off the rails, we should fix them. But ongoing inefficiencies that we cannot seem to fix often exist because powerful people have captured the regulatory process and they use those regulations to block improvements that would bite into their own profits. Look around. For years, I fought for a simple, free government tax filing system so nobody has to pay a couple $100 just to file their taxes. And every step of the way, the giant tax prep companies have thrown up roadblocks to stop it. And when the IRS finally built a free and wildly popular filing option for American taxpayers, the tax prep companies swooped in to kill it the minute that Donald Trump took office. And heck, one of my favorite legislative achievements in the Senate is a bipartisan law I got enacted to cut the price of hearing aids by thousands of dollars by overriding a bunch of state-level regulatory hurdles.
We still talking about the hearing aids. Isn't that something that Cam used to say, her and Joe Biden used to say that was a part of their success in the time that they were in there?
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Oh, Lizzie.
But even after we got it signed into law, it faced years of delay and nearly died because hearing aid manufacturers mobile accused anyone.
Oh, shit. You trying to tell me that you couldn't even get hearing aids passed, but you want me to vote for you?
Now, he's the same billionaire who donated $7 million to supporting Kamala Harris that kept consumer prices and corporate profits high. Be a poster child for government efficiency. And sure, there are plenty of other places where we can cut red tape, but we should make a clear diagnosis of the problem. Where well-intentioned regulations have simply gone off the rails, we should, because powerful people would bite into their own profits. Look around. For years, I fought for a simple, free government tax filing system so nobody has to pay a couple $100 just to file their taxes. And every step of the
Yeah, I definitely sped it up, but I hit it back on by mistake. So let me skip hopefully to where she left off. My bad, y'all, my bad. Because child, I do not need to listen to Lizzie more than once.
bipartisan law I got enacted to cut the price of hearing aids by thousands of dollars by overriding a bunch of state-level regulatory hurdles. But even after we got it signed into law, it faced years of delay and nearly died because hearing aid manufacturers mobilized to protect inefficient regulations that kept consumer prices and corporate profits high. And don't even get me started on the defense industry blocking legislation that would have guaranteed our military the right to repair their own equipment. So yes, we need more government efficiency, a lot more. But many in the abundance movement are doing little to call out corporate culpability and billionaire influence in creating and defending those very inefficiencies. Instead, abundance has become a rallying cry, not just for a few policy nerds worried about zoning, but for wealthy donors.
All right, y'all, I can't do it. I've had enough. Lizzie, I can't do it. I can't do it. She ain't changing up. She ain't doing nothing different. She ain't gonna do anything for the American people, as they keep saying. And yet she reverting back to the hearing aids. Donald Trump still, Republicans, and the same crap. She's saying nothing. I thought she was gonna say something. She's saying nothing. So I'm done with Lizzie. Maybe she'll. So she's out here trying to say that the Democrats need to do something different, and she coming out here doing the same damn thing. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let me move on over to a righteous perspective. Okay, I just want to play one of the videos that he played this morning and take a look at what someone was saying over here on Tickety Damn Talk and let y'all see it and let me know what you think. All right, so give me a second. Is StreamYard okay? Remember, I only have one screen. I'm on my laptop. Sorry, y'all. All right, here we go.
Thank you.
All righty. Let's get the show started. So we're going to start here. Man, this lady is going viral, and we're going to start here. She's not a fan of white liberals. So we'll start there, hit the like button, and we'll go from there.
her because I wish people would stop trying to be vigilante. If the other side want to talk about America having white privilege, it's these with white privilege. White liberals are a cancer to America.
Ooh.
Black women only follow along. Because they've been told that they're a victim all their life, so they don't got no brain on that side. They just go along with what the white woman say. You're a victim. They did this to you. They owe you this. When the whole time they want to use black people to steal. Let's talk about it. Civil rights is a way for the demon rats to steal. And her wife should be charged with, yes, I said it. You don't tell your wife to drive off in a situation that's highly intense like this.
No.
Where was the logical person in this situation? Calm down, baby. Let's just chill out. Her wife was sitting out there recording, talking shit to the cops, telling them that they need to go buy them some lunch. And when they come back, they still gonna have the same license plate. And then as soon as the ICE officer said, get the fuck the car, that's when the bitch tried her best to get in the car and all in the while telling her wife to drive off. Now I see why you was scared. Because you started some shit, you provoked those officers until they got to a point to do something about y'all bullshit, and now y'all want to flee. Talking about you scared. Scared of what? Those are liberal tears. That's what you call when a white woman, white liberal woman, called the police on you and start crying so they can do that empathy shit on the police officers because they gonna take their side every single time. That's what y'all did. They can't with black people no more, so they doing it to each other. The Karens doing it to each other now. Where's the racism? If she was black, y'all would have been screaming racism. Just be thinking how much the white liberals would be pushing racism if she was a black woman. They would eat this shit up. And they would use everything that they could to gain votes off of this situation. So while black people on the demon rat side talking about white Americans are getting everything, it's these white liberal bitches. They're the white Americans you're mad at. Ooh. The people that's your enemy is the ones on y'all team. Liberal white women. They still mad they had to let their slaves go. Oops.
One of the biggest threats in America right now is the white liberal American woman. They are so fucking radicalized at this point that they can't even see that they're no longer fighting for Americans. They're willing to ride or die for fucking illegal criminals that have come into this country. It is absolutely absurd. And it's dangerous.
Trump is banning immigration from Somalia. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's terrible.
Why?
I just think that there's a lot of bad things going on in Somalia, and we should be taking people in war-torn countries in.
We should be taking them in. We're trying to get people today to sign up to take in a Somali migrant. Would you be able to do that?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I could or not. I don't live in New York.
Well, that's okay. Where do you live?
Massachusetts.
We could send them to Massachusetts if that's all right. Could we get your name, email address, and then how many you'd be able to take in?
I couldn't do that without talking to my husband first. I might be open to it.
You might be open to it?
But I would want to have more information first.
Okay. Could we just get your information just in case you...
Only because I don't know who you are.
Oh, I'm Matt Miller.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I do it through an organization.
Okay. President Trump says he's stopping immigration from Somalia. What are your thoughts about that?
We need immigration as a country. It's insane, the arbitrary stops that he's putting in on all these countries.
You think America should accept in third world immigrants? He shouldn't stop it?
We always have. We should.
Let me ask you, we're trying to find people to take in a migrant from Somalia. Would you be able to give us just your email and how many you would like to take?
I wouldn't be available to do that at this time.
You wouldn't be available?
No. I live in Michigan. I can't do that right now.
Okay. I mean, we could send them to Michigan if that's all right. We're just trying to get, you don't want to do it?
Not at this time.
Right now, I'm representing myself, and I'm representing the folks at Rise and Resist who have been trained
Rise
to
and
be
Resist.
marshals
How much?
today.
How much do they pay you to wear this vest?
Absolutely nothing.
Really? So I did some digging, and the woman trying to stop my interview is named Karen Shaw. She is a professional protester. I found her at almost 100 different protests. Let's look at her portfolio, shall we? Here's her outside Trump Tower saying TikTok time's up. Here's her saying ban guns, not drag. Amazing. This is her telling us that lies have consequences. She is also very passionate about abortion. Even in the video right now, she's just wearing a hat that says abortion on it. Sometimes she gets less creative though and just holds a sign that says enough.
Oh, wow. Chris, I'll give you the first word on this. You go.
All right, so that is what A Righteous Perspective, shout out to ARP, put together for his panel this morning, right? So isn't it interesting, though, that they always telling somebody what they need to do, and then when the time comes for them to do something, all this, yes, we need to have migrants. Yes, they should be here. Donald Trump is wrong. Okay, so what are you willing to do? Let's bring them over there with you. Oh, no. And that's what a lot of these people who are out here wilding and crashing out don't seem to understand. The people that are directing y'all on what you are going to accept are basically telling y'all what to do. And then they saying you the one that's going to take them on. Remember when after we was watching them come over here and then I think it's Greg Abbott was sending them to all the sanctuary cities. And Brandon's was over there taking care of them and putting out all this money for them and putting them in the neighborhoods of who? Oh, BIPOC people, black and brown people. How come they weren't putting them over there with the white people? How come they weren't putting them over there where JB lives, over there where Brandon lives? None of that. And then all these people that want this to happen aren't willing to do anything. They just talking. And that's how y'all get into these situations. And that's how the Lucy with the football happens all the time, because you go by what people say and you ain't even interested in what the hell it is that they're going to actually do. And you just trust them. And that happens every single time. That happens every single time. That's the same difference as believing Lizzie and whatever the hell it is that she was spouting over there. Lizzie over there just talking, child. I'm just like falling asleep. Girl, what are you talking about? What is the point? Where are we going with this? What is going on? Nothing. She's saying the same shit, talking about millionaires, billionaires, and people with money. As a person who's a millionaire, someone with money, telling y'all that you should be mad at somebody with money. That would include her. That includes her all day and half the night. Y'all love listening to Bernie Sanders. Listen, it's not me talking negatively about Bernie Sanders. Y'all love listening to Bernie Sanders. He rich too. Y'all want to sit up here and he trying to tell you you could get free this, you could get free that, you could get free this, you could get free that. His daggone Democrats screwed him over. He was supposed to be the nominee, I think, when Joe Biden became the nominee, when he finally became president. He was supposed to be the one up there because he probably did have the best chance. They pushed him right aside. How come they didn't bring his ass out when they switched out Joe Biden? They just put Cam in there. Oh, yeah, because the BIPOCs wanted to see representation. So they sent up there and tried to tell us that that woman was black. Child, anyway. These people be playing in y'all's faces and y'all go ahead and allow it. And it's not just Democrats. It's really not. It's all of them. But right now, that's who the hell we focused on because of them out here trying to pass this shit along. They're trying to pass this shit along. And instead of coming out here and doing the right thing, and Donald Trump needs to do the same thing. Do not get it twisted. I think Christy, what's her name, lied yesterday. She was lying. I don't care. That biatch was lying. She didn't know nothing. She just went to be the total support for ICE, period. Not knowing a daggone thing when that mess first happened. And she's not going to deviate. She's not going to deviate. Donald Trump ain't going to deviate. So I guess Democrats now have grown a pair and they said that they're not going to deviate. So God forbid, thank you, y'all, Christy known. So if something happens, they're going to go and start blaming each other again. If something happens to another citizen, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying. Anyway, one more for y'all, and then I'm done with this. All right, what time? It's almost 4 damn o'clock. Again, I only have one screen. I'm on my laptop. I'll be back in studio tomorrow. But remember a second ago when we was talking about McDonald's and the people that came into the McDonald's, and then I was saying how people who work at McDonald's, those are where your kids should be working. They should be getting jobs there. They should be learning about how to work, learning how to get money, budgeting, all those types of things that you should be teaching your kids. And of course they don't, because they just take care of their kids all daggone time. Then they get out in the world thinking that they're supposed to have everything. And that's just not how it works. And then Democrats want to change that and make sure that everyone is allegedly equal. Now they want to push the socialist stuff, which I'm going to leave for tomorrow. I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. So I'm going to do a show in the morning sometime, y'all, because there's some stuff that I've been trying to get to that I haven't had a chance to get to yet that we really do need to talk about, because this socialist stuff is crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people want the same government that they hate to take care of them. I need somebody to help me make it make sense. But since we was talking about the McDonald's the other day and kids used to needing to work there, it looks like the fast food prices have exploded. And look, this is Orlando's title. Let me take a step back. This is Orlando Minor, who talks about finances and things of that nature. His title is Fast Food Prices Explode, but Nobody Stopped Buying, which is what I said earlier. Consumers are not going to stop consumerizing. Americans are going to continue to spend. And so even if the rate does get changed to 10%, as Donald Trump is trying to do allegedly for credit cards, Are they going to look at it like, let me take this opportunity to pay some debt off? Or are they going to look at it like, oh, that leaves some room for me to go and buy some stuff? I say the latter. EJ in the building, thank you so much, boo. He said, take me to the king. Truth is, we tired of these folks. Say it again, especially the liberal white women, child. Thank you for another file, boo. Another super chat, boo. He said, not my baby. Trump is bad, but won't let migrants live with them. Exactly. For shit, man. You can't make this shit up. Just a bunch of hypocrites. The sense don't make sense for Dusty Stomp. It never makes sense. But as long as they keep running off at the mouth, everybody just believe what people say. I bet you they won't be watching those videos. This is the second or third video that we've seen where they sit up there talking all this, what needs to be done, how bad Trump is. And when it's time for them to do something, they ain't trying to do it. Anyway, come on, Orlando.
Fat minute, like 2 years. But I was shopping today. There was a Subway where I was at. So I was like, let's rip it quick. Bro, $20 for an all-American club footlong meal? $20. $20 for a mid sandwich and a meal. Y'all tripping. We are in beyond a recession. We are in beyond a recession if Subway's getting away with $20 meals.
So now we're in a recession. Not because your footlong is $20. Just because you go to Five Guys and you spend $200. Now you guys are saying we're in a recession. Come on, man. Oh man, it's a dirty, guys. If you guys haven't been living underneath the rock, you guys have seen that prices continue to go up and up and up. I know you guys see it in the grocery stores. I get emails and DMs of pictures, and you guys saying, "Oh, do you see how much this costs?" So if you go to the grocery store and the grocery store is high, what do you think? It's going to be crazy. But here's the thing.
I mean, I guess that would be common sense, right? My bad.
You're paying it.
Yep.
Let's say that again. You guys are paying it. You fool! You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, too, you know what I'm about to say. I have a newsletter. Yes, and that newsletter is completely free. How can you be free? You can't. And also, too, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I'm your guy. I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment in the description. Guys, let's jump right into it. We all know that restaurant prices are high. We know that fast food is high. We know that things are continuing to get worse and worse with the economy. So here's my question. If we know all of these things, then why are we continuing? Why are we continuing to spend all of this money on fast food? Why are we not budgeting and saying, you know what?
Budgeting, not only just spend on fast food, just spend anywhere. So he's in essence saying the same thing that I have already said, but y'all, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't need this McDonald's. I don't need this Chick-fil-A. I don't need this Popeye's chicken. We know what the deal is.
You're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry.
But here's the thing. A lot of these guys will tell you, we're not in a recession. We're not in a recession. Things are going bad. Well, then explain to me. Explain to me why a Chipotle bowl is 5 times higher than it was 5 years ago. Explain to me why a burrito bowl at Chipotle is $25. I know some of you guys who are Chipotle fast food enthusiasts. You guys are going to come to me and say, Orlando, it's $22.35. You guys are going to come after me. Orlando, in our neck of the woods, it's $21.22. And I would say, listen, look, you can get the dollar amount down, but you didn't even save that amount. You still spent it, even though you knew it was overpriced. Make that make sense to me, guys. I've been preaching over and over again. Trust your eyes. You go into the grocery store, you see it's expensive. You go to all these other places and you see it's expensive. How about we stop the craziness? How about you stop ordering oxtails from DoorDash, spending $100 on a plate? Come on, man. You know that you could have saved that money. I know. You had a taste for it. But they overcharged you. You know that. Listen.
Hold on. Y'all still going to Chinese buffets, child? I have not been to a Chinese buffet since my children were little. And child, we shouldn't have been going then. The shit that happens in those places, oh, Lord help your people. Y'all going to Chinese buffets? We used to go to Chinese buffets with our kids because it was something for us to do, and it was the cheapest thing to do. Eat all you can, carry your ass home and go to bed. That's what we used to do. But I'm just saying, like, after a while, you be noticing some things. It's like, all right, I know we need to eat a little cheaper, but we gonna have to let something go. Woo! That's what I'm saying. I can't do it. I can't. I don't eat Chinese food anymore for the most part, like rarely, very rarely. But them buffets I gave up a long time ago. I feel like one had like a health violation of some sort, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. And we used to go to any one of them too because it was just cheap. These are the things that you do when you're young and you have young children and you're just starting out. You can't go eat over there at like the Bellagio. You gotta start where you gotta start and then work your way up.
The video.
I am fed up. Okay, these food prices are driving me insane. It is damn near. It is $20 for a double cheeseburger.
$20.
I don't give a fuck if it's a smash burger. I don't give a fuck. It's $20 just for the burger. That's not even with fries or the drink. That's just the burger. What kind of shit are you on?
They smashing the burger.
Even fries are $6. So you're telling me I got to pay $20 for a burger, $6 for the fries, and then you still got to get a drink, which I'm assuming is going to be like $3.50, $4.
This is DoorDash. This DoorDash, right? Oh my God, it's really that much. California. Shout out to California. Too bad I don't have the horns. Oh my, I believe it. I believe it. Wow. A single is $13.80 some. Crushed fries. Okay, this can't be McDonald's, but crushed fries are saying $12 and regular fries look like they're $6. Wow. People is paying this. Y'all, California been out of control. Shout out to Wall Street Tech. I appreciate you for that 2, 3, 4. He said Denny's $23.45 for the big back, not the big back meal. I hate Denny's. I hate Denny's. We used to eat there too. Y'all, the places that I hate are places that we had to eat at the time. I've always had, like, I would say, I guess a bougie mindset, but a beer budget, however that is. But y'all, I had to leave that shit alone. Can't stand Denny's either. Shout out to you, Boo. But I will go to Waffle House. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go to a Waffle House. It ain't even a question. Make that make sense. Shout out to Reaper. I appreciate you. He said Chinese food isn't real. I don't know what it is, but I can't do it no more. Once in a very rare while, and I'm not doing a buffet at a Chinese place. Not at all. But these prices are crazy. And then the fees that DoorDash, trust me, I know. But the fees that they charge and Uber Eats,
Well, my meal's $30 now. Your food ain't that good to be charging $20 for a damn burger.
Here's the question. Did you pay it? Did you push the button, order now? I see that the credit card debt is continuing to go up. Listen, in the last 5 years, it quadrupled.
It's bad, real bad.
This year, you started off 2026. Listen, I saw you. You started off 2026 ordering a Whopper that cost $25.
Come on, man.
Now you knew you should have done that. But you said, you know what? This is the last time. It's new year, new me.
Same old story.
So this is the last thing that I'm going to do before I go to the gym, before I take care of my health. I knew you said that. You said, this is the last time, Orlando. Let me just give you a little bit of insight of what you're doing here. When you guys go to these restaurants, and no matter if you go through the drive-thru, but especially if you make it convenient for you and you have them deliver it to you, DoorDash or any of these other delivery services, they overcharge you.
Where's my money?
All you got to do is just go take a look at what they're charging at the actual restaurant and what they're charging you on the app. You would be amazed.
It's funny because it's true.
You know that burger that costs $15? It's $20 on the app. You know those fries? Yeah. The ones that cost $10 when you go to the restaurant? They're $15 on the app. And then guess what? Then they charge you a convenience fee. So not only did you pay $5 or $10 in total for that hamburger and fries, but now you have to pay a convenience fee of $8 for using the service.
Man, I'm dead.
And then it doesn't stop there. Are you going to tip? You better do 15, 20%, because if you don't, you're a bad person. At least that's what everybody else says. If I just showed you where we were, then where we are today, maybe that would help you. Let's go ahead and just take a look at what prices were a while ago.
Someone sent me a picture of the Chipotle menu from around 2017, and I almost blocked them. Glad I didn't call the cops, because I didn't need all this negative energy.
These are the prices. Maybe the last time I got Chipotle, y'all. Because if I'm eating, it's going to be worth it. Maybe it was $9. Maybe it was $8 or $9. I can't wait to see what it costs.
Early in the morning like this, because I remember like it was yesterday. $6 Chipotle bowls, and they were so big, they could feed a family of 4 for 3 weeks straight. And hold on, that's not even the scariest part. This is a picture from around 2007, a whole decade early. You see what I'm saying? It's like the price is frozen time. And even the people, they look happier. It's like just a bunch of people living in the moment. And the thing is, we'll never see it again. It's like we're looking at ancient relics, hieroglyphics, and even looking back, the bowls had soul. They had a little bit of dignity. The scoops were scooping, and it wouldn't be this light drizzle over your food with the spoon like they do these days. It would be a torrential downpour of just food. It would be like a tsunami of just chicken all in your burrito bowl. This was a time where a Chipotle bowl would leave you full. You might have leftovers even. These days, I damn near eat the bowl. Fork and all.
Listen, he ain't lying. But here's the thing. You guys, I told you this was gonna happen.
No, what's the current price? What's the current price at Chipotle, y'all? Because I'm assuming he's saying that $6 is what it used to be, 5 something is what it used to be. What's the price? I know one of y'all know. Y'all out here buying it. I know you are. I'm not. Listen. I'm not saying that, if you are buying it that you're poor. Shout out to the poors. All I'm saying is that like I can afford to buy it, right? I can afford to buy it. There's some people that clearly can't afford to buy it, but they're gonna buy it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Girl, not $30. Let me acknowledge Big Boy first, because he said y'all better get a cookbook. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Do y'all remember when he said that and them women was wilding? They were wilding out because he had said that they should get a cookbook or should have a cookbook. I have had 2 cookbooks, one passed down and written recipes that my grandmother used to make. And unfortunately, I've lost those because they were written down. But I do still have a cookbook. What is wrong with having a cookbook? Somebody gonna come out here and talk about you a pick me mammy because I have a cookbook. Y'all imagine that. Y'all imagine that somebody is gonna give you a hard time because you cook. Just like I told the story the other day when I was on Sandra Faye that I went out and I bought a book to learn how to do my children's hair. And people made fun of me for that. And I was just like, well, so should I just sit here and pretend that I know what I'm doing? Or should I rectify and actually know what I'm doing? That's what cookbooks are for. Y'all, I will get a recipe from Instacart because I do Instacart. And if it looks good, put the shit in the basket. And when it gets there, I'm going to make it in the next day or 2 once it comes to try out something new. For people that sit up here and try to act like that it's weird, that you want to cook for your family, you want to cook for your man, you want to cook for your kids, those are the weird people. Those are the people that have issues. Why would you want to continue to feed your family hot dogs and beans? We don't need a cookbook for that. Why would you want to continue to give your family bologna and cheese? I call it bologna and cheese on white bread. Who does that? I know. Listen, I'm not going to act like we didn't have that type of stuff. We used to have that type of stuff because we didn't have the money. Okay. So we did what we had to do. Tater tots. We had more what is it? Gordon's fish and chips, fish sticks, crap. Disgusting. You heard? But this is how you may have to start before you get to where you want to be at. That's what these people don't seem to realize. And then be like, I'm not gonna cook for no man. That's why you ain't got one. My friend's mom, my best friend's mom always said, if you want a man, you F. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You F them and you F them. That's it. That's what it is, right? But you can't. They only want to take on one F, y'all, and that be the problem. That's why there's whores all over the place. I'm just saying, y'all already know what it is. Gordon's fisherman child. Oh my God, that is fake as F. That is the fakest fish ever. That shit is not even real. I couldn't even imagine bringing that into my house. But when I see it like in my children's, refrigerators, as I've seen it over the years, it's like, I understand. You got to do what you got to do. I'm not eating here, but I understand, child. That's why I don't go to Applebee's no more. That's where we used to have to go, is Applebee's and Chili's. Child, I'm not going to those places. Shatar, I don't eat bread unless I'm out at not Outback, Texas Roadhouse, because this has got to be good bread. It's got to be good bread with good butter to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? These people don't seem to realize you want to change your circumstances. Some things that you got to do, they don't want to listen. Stay where you at. Everybody can't jump out and just have everything. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Night Jade. She said, when my husband does house repairs, YouTube. Girl, YouTube got everything, especially with a bunch of people being on YouTube, not trying to go to YouTube to try to find solutions is half damn crazy if you ask me. But y'all, what do I know? Anyway, come on, Orlando.
I said it. Prices, McDonald's. Remember when? Listen, I know you guys don't remember this because this happened a couple of years ago or a year and a half ago. Remember when Wendy's was going to do dynamic pricing?
Yes.
Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember when Wendy's was thinking about treating your food like Uber? You want to show up on dinner time? We're going to charge you extra. You guys remember that? Or did you forget it? See, I've been telling you guys, prices are going to get higher and higher and higher. Do you think these industries are going to let a tariff crisis go by? Not used? Of course they're not. Are you kidding me? We can raise prices and blame it on someone else? We were going to raise prices anyway, but this just helps us avoid accountability.
What do? You get another brilliant idea.
Remember, prices are going up. Wages have not grown. Everything in your life is going up. Gas, bills, rent, everything, services, you name it, it went up. Let's just fast forward to today, right? Let's go to today and see what that same bowl will cost you today. You won't be surprised. Probably won't, but you get the picture. Let's go ahead.
This is the craziest shit ever. So I'm here at Chipotle and I just want to show you guys what I ordered. This is literally all that I ordered. Just this.
and this shit cost me $20. 19.
I love Chipotle, y'all. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I haven't had it in forever, but I love it, love it, love it, love it. $20 from $6 to $20. Is that the price, y'all? From $6.25. Let's just round it up to 10. Let's just round it up to 10, because if you get some of those other extra things, it might come up to 10. You telling me it is going to $20 and y'all still paying for it? This is exactly what I'm talking about these corporations. If you're going to pay for it, why would they lower the price? If you are going to pay for it, why? That would be a dumb business move. People just think they're supposed to do it out of the kindness of their heart.
But that's basically 20.
Yeah.
$19 for one person. That's literally an hour of work for a lot of people in the world. This is crazy, and I'm only here because I'm starving, but it's some bullshit.
Only there because you're starving? Well, we know what that means. It means I was hungry and I didn't want to be inconvenienced. Because here's the thing, guys. I'm all for it. We all know, and I've said it before, and we all get it, we all understand it, that things are continuing to go up. But here is my predicament. Here's my issue. You cannot continue to believe that if you continue to buy these people's food, you continue to go to these restaurants that you can't afford, that your financial future is safe. It's not. Let's just get rid of that. Let's knock that off the table. If you keep spending money you don't have on expenses that aren't necessary, because you can go to the grocery store, you could save money by packing your lunch.
Oh, is Orlando saying exactly what I was saying earlier? What? OMG, I can't believe it, child.
But you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to do that because of what reason? Inconvenience. Don't want to do it. Afraid other people will be like, you're poor.
Awkward. So awkward.
Let me explain something I think will shed a lot of light on this situation. You can all day long make TikTok videos and saying, this is so ridiculous expensive. And this same guy is going to Chick-fil-A multiple times a week and saying, this is getting out of hand. They're charging me $20. This is too expensive. I can't afford it. But you're still buying it.
Hello?
You are one pathetic loser. Make that make sense to me. You're complaining about said price, but you're still purchasing said item. You making videos on TikTok about how prices are sky high, but continuing to go in there every other day and buy from them. Let me tell you what, Chipotle is one of your followers. They're literally like, we hear you, prices are too high. But what if I told you that not only are restaurants raising prices to keep up with this great economy, not only are they doing that, they're adding extra fees on things that you scratch your head and you wonder, why are you adding a fee to that? I'm purchasing something from your store. Listen, I know you don't believe me. You're gonna.
Well, if you're doing DoorDash and Uber Eats, of course there's fees on there. I even do Instacart. I pay for Instacart on a yearly basis. It's paid for. They reduce all the fees, but it's worth it to me because I don't have to go to the grocery store. And all I do is tell them what to do. And then they cover it off with me. So it's worth it, right? But sometimes when I look at some of these prices, if I choose to DoorDash, I'd be like, oh, hell no, y'all can forget that. I'll come get it. Put it on the pickup. When I just pull up and then they're going to bring it to me anyway. But these people, Gen Z child, so lazy, not our Gen Z, but Gen Z is so lazy child. They were going to be like, it doesn't matter. And then they're going to Klarna it, like somebody was saying before, or affirm it. And then it's like, you only have to pay $4 today, $4 next week, $4 the week after that. Imagine them just continuing to Klarna cheeseburgers, child. Cheeseburgers. Instead of going to the grocery store, getting a cookbook, getting on YouTube, following Cooking with Kaya, child, at this point, all right? Derwin the Destroyer, thank you, boo. He said, don't forget these ladies too good for chain restaurants. Listen, I might be too good for chain restaurants too, so I ain't gonna say shit. But I know you're talking about the Cheesecake Factory debacle. I would eat at the Cheesecake Factory, but it gets on my nerves because the menu is so much. It's like, I don't have time to read all this. You're frustrating me. Just give me the basics, child. I don't even know. Their specialty is cheesecake. Can I get some food? What is your specialty on food? Like when you go to Texas Roadhouse, their specialty is steak. Like I think if you go to Outback, it's shrimp and salmon and seafood and stuff. Like when you go to Cheesecake Factory, outside of the cheesecake, what is their specialty? It's too much. It's too much pressure for me. It's too much pressure for me that I have to make a decision, and it just be too much. When I used to go there, for happy hour with my friends after work, and it was too much then. I can't even imagine what it is now. But if I want a good cheesecake, and I love cheesecake, I pay for them prices. I promise you I will. Not you autistic. Isn't it a huge ass menu with too much? Yes, it's a menu pressure. Child, can you just get me back to McDonald's? But I don't eat McDonald's. But I'm just saying, this is crazy. Yes, I think that at this point, given how long we've been listening to the eggs is high, the milk is high, that people who haven't invested in learning how to cook from YouTube or a cookbook at this point, they're never going to change. They're never going to change. These are the same people that will complain about what the government is doing for them while they continue to spend unnecessary money. And then with the people who are complaining about the food stamp where you can't get junk food anymore, you can always use your own money. You can always use your own money. Why is that never the first thing that comes to somebody's head? If you really need that soda, if you really need that candy bar, no, you would rather blame the government. No, you buy it. You get it. That's the same thing that be asking you sassy straights to do. They and this is everybody, but now I'm talking about biatches. They be wanting you sassy straights to go ahead and be buying them all these meals that they can't afford themselves. Anyway, child, come on, Orlando. What you gonna show us?
You need to watch this.
Restaurants that charge adults for ordering off of the kids menu are the most whole restaurants there are. Because what the fuck does it matter to you how you get my motherfucking money, right? And if you're a server that enforces that policy too, I get it. You don't lose your job, but at the same time, them policy sometimes. Let it slide.
They charge y'all extra for ordering the kids menu. Oh my! Why would you go sit down in a restaurant and order the kids menu, y'all? That is crazy. Wait a GD minute. So you going into the restaurant and sitting down without a kid ordering from the kids? Goodbye. Goodbye. I cannot. I've never heard this before, yeah.
What the fuck you mean I can't order? It's the same if I order an appetizer. I can order an appetizer that costs the same amount as a motherfucking kids meal, but that's cool, right? But just because I want a kids meal, because I'm really not that hungry, but I'm hungry enough to eat a little something, now I'm a bad person. You need to charge me $2 extra for a fucking kids item? Man, fuck you. Run me my kids meal, and don't forget my juice.
You guys see that? You guys see that? Restaurants are now saying, you can't order a kids meal.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
We know that the prices of kids' meals are cheaper and the items in there are less than an adult item, so why can't I buy it? If I don't want to eat as much as an adult meal, why are you penalizing me? Not only are they penalizing you for eating less, portion control, but they're charging you money to do so. Make that make sense to me. Listen, I know there's going to be some people in the comment section who say, Orlando, how dare you? McDonald's needs to make their money. If everybody comes in here ordering Happy Meal, kids Happy Meals, then they're not going to make any money. Really? Really? It is the epidemic. Let me explain this. You're telling me there's an epidemic of adults ordering kids menus. Let me just make sure before you say this. You're telling me that there is an epidemic in America of adults ordering less food. I know someone's going to say, yes, Orlando. Well, all I need you to do is, all I need you to do is look around. Americans aren't missing meals. So after you hear all of this, you would think that most people would say, well, Orlando, you just convinced me.
Yo, did you hear that? That was a stray. Orlando just gave a stray. He said Americans ain't missing no meals.
Let me just make sure before you say this. You're telling me that there is an epidemic in America of adults ordering less food. I know someone's going to say, yes, Orlando. Well, all I need you to do is, all I need you to do is look around. Americans aren't missing meals. So after you hear all of this, you would think that most people would say, well, Orlando, you just convinced me. I don't need to be spending money I don't have at all of these restaurants and all this other. I don't need to do that because not only have prices went up 400%, not only that, but you're telling me that they're going to make me pay if I want to get a kids meal. They're trying to control the way that I order, and they're going to charge me if I do order a said item, but I still get the same amount of food, no extra. That's what I'm telling you. Oh, and guess what? Also, too, you better tip. You better tip. All she's going to do is just flip around the iPad and be like, sir, it has a question to ask you. They love to say that. There's one more question you got to answer, sir. And they flip around the iPad. $30 tip. For what? You didn't do anything. But you're still not convinced. I get it. You're still not convinced. You're like, Orlando, listen, I hear you, but that's just not enough to make me stop eating fast food. It's not enough for stop putting me in a hole.
They're not going to stop. So, I mean, I know he about to show us something else, but we already know they are not going to stop. It's, you know what it is too, y'all? It's the laziness. I mean, are we going to tell the truth? Tell the truth, shame devil. It's laziness because it does take work in order to cook, right? But as long as you do it, and then if you have leftovers, then that's that. And it's better for you and it's healthier. Like the stuff that I have to eat now, it's all like, I eat the same stuff every day right now, but I make different things, right? I just learned a new recipe recently with a seafood medley. And basically it was a pasta dish, right? But what I usually do is just get in the jar like Alfredo or red sauce. Well, this time I made the damn sauce and it was better than it would be if I had used the sauce out of a jar. I can't wait to make it again. That something as simple as that made it so much better. And, you know, is all gone. So I guess it was liked. But I'm just saying, like, something you can always learn something when it comes to cooking, or you could even cook at the beginning of the week and just have a bunch of prepared meals, which is really what I do, because I got to eat the same shit over and over again. But this, some people don't like leftovers, but as opposed to going and spending these fees and all this type of stuff for shit that ain't no good for you. And then people wonder why everybody got a big bag, child. Why? Because the calorie count. It's the calories, child. That's why, what's his name? Child, listen, you're never too old to learn, okay? I am so excited. I can't wait to make it again. But you got, what's her name? Oh, hold on, I got it. Hold on. Then we got to listen to these people that listens to this person.
The racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
Right? No, it's the calories. That's what it is, actually. But there are people in there, sis, go, sis.
The biggest expense, because this is the truth, guys. This is the truth. Some of you guys' biggest expense is eating out.
Houston, we have a problem.
You go to the grocery store, spend $700, $800, $900, go straight to Chick-fil-A. But what if I told you now restaurants are doing auto gratuity? You know the tip that I told you about that the lady has to flip around the iPad? Well, now you don't have any options for that. You go to a restaurant now and they say, listen, have you seen this economy? Things aren't going the way it is, tariffs and all this other stuff. So not only are we raising the price of the food, yep. Sorry, ribeyes and all that stuff, it went up. So we got to charge you more. Okay. But guess what? We're going to do auto gratuity because we can't pay our servers.
Wait, what?
We can't pay our busboy. We can't pay any of those guys. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do auto gratuity. And guess what? You won't know it until the end of your night. When you're checking out, when you say, hey, can I get that check? You're going to look at it and be like, auto gratuity. And then you're going to ask the manager or speak to the waiter and say,
child, if people even look at the damn bill when it comes, because sometimes you do have to look in order to catch that. Sometimes they do be doing auto gratuity.
What is this? And they're gonna say, oh yeah, right there at the front of the desk in very, very small print and with the asterisk on it, it's gonna say, we charge auto gratuity. Oh, you don't believe me? Oh, let's just go ahead and watch.
Hey, y'all be careful when you go to restaurants nowadays because they're trying to be sneaky. We went to Korean barbecue the other night, go here all the time. It was fabulous. It was delicious. And then I got the bill. And I noticed it was a little higher than I thought because they added on a mandatory 16% tip on top of another tip that they want you to give. So it's a little sneaky and deceiving. So I won't be going.
Yeah, if you ain't paying attention, you're going to write another tip and they getting 2 tips, child. How many people was in the party though? If you have more, 5 or more, they're going to auto gratuity, right? Isn't that what it is? It's like 5 or more people. Child, looking at all this, I'm assuming they had a couple people on here, but then again, it says 2 waters. What's gyoza? Maybe it was an all-included thing.
Back here.
Well, is that not enough? Is that not enough to tell you, maybe I need to sit this one out. Maybe Orlando was right and I need the budget. Maybe I don't need an additional $10,000 worth of fast food debt. Maybe.
You have to think, young brother, about your future. Huh?
Listen, guys, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And
child, we already know. It seems like it be getting worse every day, and people just act like they don't understand, they don't see, they don't want to see, they ignorant. I don't know what it is. But and for these women that just be like, I don't cook, I don't clean. Now, Reaper, I saw you coming for me. No, there's still a whole pile. I feel like all I do is wash effing clothes. It's ridiculous damn list. I really need to get someone to come into the house and do this because I can't take it. There's a pile of clothes sitting there right now once I go back home that I have to fold at one point this week, hopefully, because it will not be today, nor will it be tomorrow. But I'm just saying it's hard. Listen, there's give and take. I'm washing. It's just going to take some time to get the folding done. That's it. But y'all, these people out here talking about they're not going to cook. Well, if you don't cook for him, somebody else definitely will. Because child, if Bay wants something, then he gets it. That's it. I'll figure it out. You give me enough time in advance and I'll have to figure it out. Or you teach me. You think that they would even go with that? Just say that the man would teach you how to do something for him. I'm down with all that. If it's something that you want and I can do it and it's not like all crazy, you know what I mean? You ain't got to go to 55 million grocery stores to do it. Then I'll do it. But no, that's pick me behavior, y'all. That's a pick me behavior. I must do a lot of ironing. I don't. This shit will just be wrinkled. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't. I hate ironing. I hate that too. I figure it out. I be figuring it out, but mostly if it's socks and underwear and stuff, you don't have to worry about that. Undershirts, you don't have to worry about that. Jeans, you really don't have to worry about that because once you put them on, that's it. So what else is left? Some shirts. Maybe sometimes when you pull the shirt out, you're gonna have to iron it. But for the most part, all that stuff, it don't matter. Most of my stuff is workout clothes too, so I don't care about that. Anyway, Shatara, you love ironing, girl. Goodbye. I can't take it. I don't know why I do this to myself. Oh, I never thought about using a steamer. I'm trying to get the because we have a where I work at, we have a dry cleaner on site. So child, maybe I can take it to them and then they can do it because they give us a discount because we're employees. So I'm just saying I could do that. Yes, I did make it to Dollar General. I absolutely did. And I was so happy because it's been a little while since before the new year. So I was quite happy and used my coupons. It was $33, y'all. My total was $33 or $34. I put my coupons in, my $5 off. It came down to $22.80 if I'm not mistaken. See, these people need to learn about coupons too. Yes, there are coupons at Dollar General, and I shop based on what coupons there are, in addition to the $5 off every Saturday. You know where else I use coupons, y'all? Then I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm done. It's CVS. You can get a lot of coupons from CVS, especially after you purchase. If you look at the receipt, they'll have stuff like 40% off a full price item, $2 off a $10 purchase, buy one, get one free. Then you get points. Then you get cash back. I bought something that started out just the other day. I bought something that I had to pick up that started out at like $14. Once I added all my stuff on there, it came out to be $2.88. I said, don't tell me that coupons don't work. These people have not been taught this. And I used to do couponing when we first got married because we couldn't afford it. We had no money. We didn't have any money. I stalked the daggone newspaper for coupons and had a little coupon book and cut them out and was so happy to go shop. See, I've always been happy to do this type of stuff. I'm different. I'm a pick-me, y'all. I was always happy about paying bills, paying them on time, cooking, even cleaning, taking care of the kid, like being responsible. I was always happy about doing that type of stuff to show and prove to myself that I'm responsible and a responsible adult that can be trusted. But that's just me. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why. That's just how I've always been. So I like taking care of people, if you can believe it or not, but only those that take care of me do I like to take care of. So when these people be out here talking about you should care about the rest of the world, the world don't care about me. I got to be concerned with my own. The Sunday paper, child, and the paper that came out on Thanksgiving Day was the best newspaper ever. That was the best newspaper ever, y'all. If you went out for Black Friday, you know what I'm talking about. Because we used to go out for Black Friday all the time. Not now anymore, obviously. But we used to go out at midnight after Thanksgiving, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and get all. It was just for the experience. It wasn't even because it was all these great deals. We used to go to outlets. We used to be everywhere. I used to work at, child, I'm just rambling now. I ain't got nothing else for y'all. I used to work at The Limited, if y'all ever heard of a store called The Limited, because it gave great discounts. And I worked on Black Friday. It was the best. I used to have fun. I've worked at Macy's. I've worked at the big girl store. What's it called? Lane Bryant's. Lane Bryant actually has some good clothes. Like, I was too small for their clothes, but if you could find some good shirts that were small, they had some decent clothes. Plus, I get the bras from there because they're for big boobed people, and that would be me and my daughter. So that was a good discount. You got big boobs, you need to go to Soma or Lane Bryant. That's where the bras are. And they always have sales and coupons. I'm a couponer. I am a couponer. But yeah, I don't even think The Limited exists anymore. But I love that store. They had great stuff. Now I just go to Macy's or Amazon. If they got rid of Macy's, I don't know what I'd do. If they ever got rid of Macy's, I don't know what I would do. I like picking through. I like particular brands, so I would just go directly to like INC or child, I forget what they're called, Free to People. There's a couple brands that they have, but it's better sometimes just to go to straight to Macy's because everybody is there, or go to their website. So anyway, the first step is to admit that I have a problem. I can admit that I spend money. I mean, I'm cutting back because I'm trying to get some things done this year. I only have one cruise scheduled. I only have one cruise on tap, and it's not till 2027. I've already said that I'm not going on it. I'm not going on it because it's that ship that I just came off of, and I hate that ship. I'm not going. So I'm out. I'm out the down payment, but that's it. But I'm looking to see if I'm gonna go on one in June. We shall see. We shall see. But I'll be in St. Martin in the spring or the late winter, and I look forward to that. So yeah, that is the key word. I'm not gonna lie, because if it's a good deal come up, I'm taking it. I'm out of here. If a good deal comes up, I'm taking it. I'm out of here. And they send me crap every day. Every day. Child, you can't beat the price. I'm trying to see. They're building I think I did the video. They're building a cruise port in Philly. So if I can get a job there, y'all, I'm out of here. I'm going. And I get to cruise for free. Y'all, can you imagine me working someplace where they allow me to cruise for free? Y'all would be sick of me because all I would do is record myself on a cruise. That's it. That's it. I'm not addicted to retail, but I can afford it. That's the difference between me and the people who are complaining about consumerism and capitalism. They're the ones that can't afford it. So they're the ones that need the credit scores to be reduced from 620 under and complaining about $20 hamburgers, because I will not be buying a $20 hamburger. It is NCL, Norwegian Cruise Lines. They're gonna have somebody else come out of there, but I'm not sure who it is. If it's Carnival, it's a done deal. If it's Carnival, it's a done deal. You up for adoption? All right, I'll keep that in mind. That's right. Shout out to Generation X. We are the best. I don't care what the rest of them say. Let it be what it's gonna be. These kids don't want to listen. These kids don't want to listen. You don't come out here and be on top from the beginning. You work towards that. So I don't know why people think that it's strange, all the things that I do. I'm fucking 54 years old. When am I supposed to be able to do what I want to do? No kids is here. Shit. I'm out. I'm out. Anyway, they give me the Wi-Fi, but then I upgrade it to the premium so I can stream. If I just took the Wi-Fi that they gave me, it would be fine. I couldn't get on YouTube. That's the reason why I upgrade. The Wi-Fi that they give me would get me on Instagram. It would get me on Facebook. But to get onto YouTube, I have to upgrade. But the upgrade price from what they pay for it for me is like $30. So it's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. My gambling bill, that's a different story. Okay. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway, abso-effing-lutely, as it should be. That's what I'm saying. These people just think they're supposed to have all this right now. Sometimes, but most times not, because when you're a blue collar worker, you don't have vacation time. Like y'all already asking me how the hell I'm off this week. And then I'm off in 2 weeks again, because I work for corporate America. I have about, I think it's 6 weeks total with everything, and then an additional 2 weeks or so, and that's including everything. So that is a lot of time that I am not willing, that shout out to you, shout out to all the new subscribers, that I'm not trying to allow the company to take. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that don't be looking at the benefits that their company offers, and they be leaving money on the table. I do not. And that is important to know what the hell it is that your company offers, and that you take advantage of it all. I didn't say steal. I didn't say fraud it. If it's there and you're eligible, I'm taking it, period. But that's just me. So that's how I look at it. Anyway. All right, y'all. It's only been 2.5 hours, but that's all I got, because I told you I'm not in studio, but I should be tomorrow when I do my next live stream. We shall see. All right. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there. Shout out to everybody that donated. Shout out to all y'all that made it. Please, again, hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. I appreciate y'all. Was there a video today? Yeah, homework. Watch the video from 8 o'clock this morning. I'm gonna see if I can get another one together for this evening. What time is it? 4:30. All right. I might be back on later. I need some Gamblers Anonymous. I'm supposed to be back on in a little while, y'all. We'll see how that works out. So be on the lookout for the notification of going live again. All right. Appreciate you. I will see you all in the next one.